High school sports fans, are you following Varsity Media on our YouTube channel? For the best coverage of New York high school sports, make sure you head to youtube.com/varsitymedia. 3 easy steps. First, hit that like button, and then be sure to subscribe. And finally, tap that yellow bell to be notified of all of our upcoming sportscasts. Thank you for following Varsity Media on YouTube.
Maspeth Federal Savings is here through it all. The ins and outs, the ups and downs. Through the winters, the summers, and even the spring of leaks. Know that Maspeth has your back. From luxury sheets to balance sheets to dancing under the stars, your mission is our mission. And when our community calls, we proudly step forward. So whether you need it now or planning for tomorrow, through all the twists and all the turns, you can always find us right here in your neighborhood.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream media partner of Nassau County playoffs. For semifinal and championship coverage of soccer, volleyball, field hockey, and football, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Varsity Media is the home for New York high school sports.
The football season is unlike anything else, and of course, as we go to October, the games get that much sweeter. From Cy Donnelly Field, you've got St. Anthony's and Monsignor Farrell locking horns with 2 teams with aspiration hopes, and oh yeah, some of the best talent in the nation. From Wolf Hill Road on the Varsity Media Sports Network, the Monsignor Farrell Lions take on the St. Anthony's Friars. Today's game is brought to you by Maspeth Federal Savings Bank, as well as Speed Island, Nationwide Bus Charter, and Island Auto Group. And a pleasant good evening and welcome into the broadcast booth alongside Pat Godfrey. I'm John Perez. Pat, Friday night here at Cy Donnelly Field. You can't get a better atmosphere. And for Monsignor Farrell, they're looking for the upset today.
No doubt. Not an easy trip coming out from Staten Island. It's homecoming here at St. Anthony's, so a lot stacked up against the Lions here tonight, and they're going to look to dig down deep and really try and shock the world here at Cy Donnelly Field.
Monsignor Farrell, to no shock to anybody last week, shut out St. John the Baptist, a 24-0 victory. It was a game in which the defense was clicking on all cylinders, and with that said, that'll lead us to our 2 impact players and 2 guys that had a real impasse on the game. That's Luis Martinez as well as Mike Zaremba, a good 1-2 punch on this defense.
Yeah, Zaremba, the senior linebacker, had a pick 6 last week against St. John the Baptist. He's going to be invaluable in the middle and trying to stop this St. Anthony's attack. And then Luis Martinez, he's only about 6'1". If he was 6'5", this guy would have 20 Power 5 offers. He's one of the best guys in the entire league at that defensive line position, so look for him to get going early if they hope to stop the St. Anthony's offense.
Farrell has never beaten St. Anthony's here at Cy Donnelly Field, and the Friars want to keep it that way. When it comes over to St. Anthony's, they rolled over Christ the King last week in the Bronx, 48-0 the victory. It was a game in which St. Anthony's got everybody to play last week, which was a good sign. But for the Friars today, Friday night, what makes them so good at home against the rest of the AAA?
Well, it's a bunch of different factors. You know, first off, they have the biggest home field advantage in the New York Catholic High School Football League. The faithful of the Friars come out every single Friday and make an impact. Now, second, they always know that they can count on their opponents having to come out 2-3 hours from the city. That's always a tall task to try and hop on the bus, keep your mind right, keep that focus. So always a tall task for whoever's trying to come into Cy Donnelly Field and walk away with a W.
2 players that have really been having a coming out party over the last few weeks. It's been Braden Meme and Sam Cook. Let's start with Meme. He's been seen as the secondary wide receiver and stepping up in the case of Alex Menge's absence. With that said, he's caught every ball that's been thrown to him, and Sam Cook laying the lumber number on defense.
Braden Meem had kind of a coming out party against St. Joe's Regional earlier this year, but yeah, he's been another weapon for this St. Anthony's offense beyond KJ Duff. And then flip over to Cook on the defensive side of the ball. Cook, a guy who's really smart, that kind of quintessential middle linebacker for Joe Minucci up the middle. As you see right here, Braden Meem, some of those great plays for St. Joe's. But Cook, another guy really important, and he's going to have a big day to try and stop Muhammad and this attack from the Farrell Lions.
You can't miss Braden Meem. He's got the green gloves out there, and any ball that's thrown in his vicinity, he'll make the catch. With that said, we've got a good one here today as Meem gets ready to go, but as Monsignor Farrell looks for the upset over St. Anthony's, Rocco Del Giorno has a few keys to the game, and with that said, Pat, what are the keys to the game for both teams to have success today?
You know, so if you're Monsignor Farrell, you got to have a next play mentality. There might be a couple big plays. KJ Duff can get going early, and the odds might feel stacked against you early on inside Donnelly Field. So just kind of keep moving, keep taking things in stride. Be ready to take the best punch that St. Anthony's has. This is their homecoming. They're coming out ready to perform. And then lastly, win the battle of field position. No stupid penalties, no special teams miscues will be a big key for Monsignor Farrell. Now, on the flip side for St. Anthony's, you want to stop this run early. If you force Farrell into passing situations on second and third down, that's a situation that Coach Del Giorno does not want to be in all day long. Keep an eye on Pinto at all times. He's a guy who can get moving with his legs and kind of beat you a lot of different ways. And then lastly, continue to move the chains. If you can just kind of keep things on schedule behind your great quarterback, behind this great offense, things should be pretty nice for the St. Anthony's Friars here tonight.
Friars trying to pick up their 6th win of the season. They're 11-3 over their last 3 seasons here at home. It's homecoming here at Cy Donnelly Field. The programs are out. The pomp, the circumstances, and the atmosphere ready to go here at Cy Donnelly. It's the Lions, it's the Friars, and it's all coming up next on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Maspeth Federal Savings is here through it all. The ins and outs, the ups and downs. Through the winters, the summers, and even the spring of leaks. Know that Maspeth has your back. From luxury sheets to balance sheets to dancing under the stars, your mission is our mission. And when our community calls, we proudly step forward. So whether you need it now or planning for tomorrow, through all the twists and all the turns, you can always find us right here in your neighborhood.
Welcome to the Island Auto Group. Choose between over 15 new vehicle brands, all located conveniently on Highland Boulevard on Staten Island, New York. Whether you're in the market for a brand new vehicle or a certified pre-owned vehicle, we have it all. Looking to sell your current vehicle? Great! We're offering top dollar for all makes and models. Need an oil change or any type of vehicle servicing? Look no further, as we have over 150 service bays with master technicians working on your vehicles. Visit us at islandautogroup.com or stop by any of our dealerships on Highland Boulevard. Island's got your back.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream media partner of Nassau County Playoffs. For semifinal and championship coverage of soccer, volleyball, field hockey, and football, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Varsity Media is the home for New York high school sports.
Inside the 10 to the end zone.
Oh, he's got a wide open receiver. KJ Duff. Get out of the way! Dante Torres! End zone. Touchdown.
10-5 touchdown. Did you just have the best athletic year of your life? And now you want to show it off to college coaches? Well, let Varsity Media help you. Varsity Media's college recruiting videos show off your unique skills to help you land a spot on the team of your dream school. We'll provide music, spot shadow effects, and a link to send to your next coach. Contact us today for more information. Don't rely on word of mouth or cold emails. Let Varsity Media help you take your game to the next level. Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is over 50,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck. Back here at Cy Donnelly Field, Joe Minucci, fresh off an 11-win season a year ago, his 5th season with the St. Anthony's Friars. And you know what, Pat? We were here week 0, Del Barton with a big victory over St. Anthony's. There was a lot of fear, a lot of desperation, and what have they done? They've just reeled off 5 straight victories, and that'll lead St. Anthony's to the top spot in the standings as well. Minucci, have no fear, as he's the head coach of the Friars, and there will be no problems with Gary Merrill and the rest of the crew.
You know, Coach Minucci has ridden that guy right there, Gary Merrill, straight to that first place spot right now in the AAA standings. Merrill has really emerged, the junior, as kind of a dominant force here on offense for St. Anthony's, and look for him to kind of get going early with his feet against the Monsignor Farrell Lions.
And take a look at Farrell at the bottom. A victory today would move them up in the standings. We've got the national anthem and all the festivities about to start, so we'll step aside when we come back. Kickoff on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Good evening and welcome to homecoming. Good evening and welcome.
Partner of Nassau County Playoffs. For semifinal and championship coverage of soccer, volleyball, field hockey, and football, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Varsity Media is the home for New York high school sports.
Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is over 50,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck. Did you just have the best athletic year of your life, and now you want to show it off to college coaches? Well, let Varsity Media help you. Varsity Media's college recruiting videos show off your unique skills to help you land a spot on the team of your dream school. We'll provide music, spot shadow effects, and a link to send to your next coach. Contact us today for more information. Don't rely on word of mouth or cold emails. Let Varsity Media help you take your game to the next level.
Varsity Media offers live streaming services for any sport. With human beings behind the camera, you can expect the proper coverage angles during each game. We offer customizable options such as live scoreboard, multiple cameras, instant replay, graphics, and even announcers. Find out how you can save $100 off a live stream package with Varsity Media by calling 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Feel like your game film is too stagnant and not providing you with the insight that your coaches had hoped for? Varsity Media offers game film to help your coaches develop a game plan to execute on game day. Our current clients love the Varsity Media difference, which includes more insightful camera angles and a speedy upload process. Start building your championship team today with award-winning individuals at Varsity Media.
Hey Mom and Dad, how about a personalized hype video of your athlete produced by Varsity Media? Cinematic coverage of game action, plus on-camera interviews by our crew set to music will make your son or daughter look like the next superstar. Perfect for social media fame and college recruiting. Don't wait, reach out today. Spots are limited this fall. 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Hey sports fans, did you know Varsity Media live stream broadcasts get viewed by college coaches nationwide? Through our announcers' storytelling and insight on your athletes, we can help your players get an edge on college recruiting. Find out how by reaching out to Varsity Media today, 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Varsity Media is the most beloved high school sports network in New York, but don't take it from us.
I like our Varsity Media. I'm able to watch the game on YouTube after, and then commentators, all the highlights. It's cool to see myself almost on TV. I like how Varsity Media is so professional.
What I love about Varsity Media is hearing Coach Hungerford announce games. Mr. Rooney's my favorite. I like the food reviews.
I love how my relatives from out of state can also watch the games.
Varsity Media, New York's high school sports network. Back here on the Varsity Media Sports Network, Monsignor, Farrell, and St. Anthony's set to lock horns here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. There's Rocco Del Giorno in his second season, the 05 grad from Monsignor Farrell. He said growing up that a lot of people want to be the center fielder for the Yankees. This is the job that he's always wanted, and now in his dream job leads his team to 4 wins in the regular season. And, of course, the next dream would be to get Farrell to a championship, Pat.
Yeah, you know, Coach Del Giorno, he's certainly used to hostile environments. Usually it's opponents coming into his own hostile environment at the Lions Den out there in Staten Island. But here, you know, trying to lead his team and see if he can get some composure out of some key seniors in a hostile environment and try and shock the world here against St. Anthony's tonight.
And with that said, he'll give it to this high-powered offense coming off a 48-point victory against Christ the King. And before that game, played a tough Chaminade team that was very pesky. Chaminade currently in last place, but you wouldn't have known it in that 20-13 victory. And that was a game in which Kevin Dolan said that he felt that he kind of exposed and treated St. Anthony's the way that other teams have not. They ran right through them. Other teams try and finesse St. Anthony's. That doesn't really bode well. If you're Monsignor Farrell, are you trying to out-finesse them? Are you trying to run through them? What's the strategy, Pat?
You know, I think that game that St. Anthony's had against Chaminade, if nothing else, tells you as a Farrell Lion that you have the chance to beat this team. You know, you just handled St. John the Baptist easily 24-0 last week. St. John the Baptist beat Chaminade, and Chaminade almost knocked off St. Anthony's. So I know don't love to do the transitive property too often, but that just goes to show anything can happen. If they show up ready to play tonight, we could have a great ball game on our hands.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun as Farrell won the toss. They'll defer to the second half and give the ball to the Friars. Chris DiGiacomo set to boot it away. KJ Duff and Kevin Moore back to receive. Under the lights here at Cy Donnelly Field, it's Friday Night Football on the Varsity Media Sports Network. And a quick squib kick is picked up. And St. Anthony's with the return just past the 30-yard line.
And you're probably a smart move coming out the gate by Farrell to not kick off to Kevin Moore or KJ Duff back there for St. Anthony's. Both guys so electric with the ball in their hands, so probably happy to just start off on the 31.
CJ Novelli on the 10-yard pickup, and there is Gary Merrill. And talk about St. Anthony's finding a diamond in the rough. Merrill, we know how great he is on the lacrosse field, but he's just getting it all done and proving that, hey, you know what, maybe lacrosse is his number one sport. Football might be 1A.
Yeah. Last time we were here, John Danowski was out from Duke trying to watch Gary Merrill, but I'm telling you, a lot of Division I football programs can be tuning into number 16 if he keeps performing like he has the past few weeks.
And they'll tune into number 1, KJ Duff, on the 13-yard pickup. Duff headlining an offense with Alfaro, Anthony Jenner, Johnny Russo, Braden Meem, and on the line, Matt McGregor, Ryan McNaughton, Billy Dowling, along with Dempsey Burke and C.J. Novelli. First and 10 from the 44. Merrill keeps it himself. And a gain of 5 after the takedown by Luis Martinez. Martinez, one of those impact players that we mentioned, and Monsignor Farrell rolling its first shutout of the season. Not their largest margin of victory, though, as it's Martinez, DeJesus, Alpha Ba, the freshman, gets the start. Clark, Gamble, Sheehan, Zaremba, Barzell, Del Giorno, Mullen, and Houston. Second and 5 from the 49, the draw. Near side, it's Alfaro, and he's devoured.
Alfaro on the carry.
No gain for Alfaro. First touch was Alpha Ba, the freshman, making the tackle.
It's a really good job right there by the D-line for Farrell, kind of getting a push and not allowing that zone to materialize. They had no option for Alfaro but just to take a loss.
Alfaro averaging 4 yards per carry, and on 3rd and 5, the give to Alfaro again, and he's bottled up.
On the carry.
The defense making the stop, and that's Makai Gamble, the transfer from Hudson Catholic. And that brings up 4th and 5.
Yeah, Makai Gamble, guy 6 foot tall, 210 pounds, who's so good sideline to sideline, but here you just see him get north-south through that gap and stop Alfaro in a big 3rd down situation to force the punt.
St. Anthony's with the hard count. Gary Merrill still out there as he looks to Minucci and the rest of the coaching staff looks like the Friars will go for it.
Interesting call early.
Merrill, quick hitter, and that's caught. James Taylor, the junior, makes the grab, and that's a first down for the Friars.
Really nice grab right here by Taylor. He's just going to get to the sticks and sit down. And he says to Gary Merrill, "You got a friend in me," does James Taylor.
Well, on that hard count, he thought that he would get Farrell to bite. They didn't. A very disciplined up front. And then either way, gets Taylor to roll it over.
From the 45.
That sets up first down from the 45. And Alfaro on first down. Up the gut. Flag is down. And Alfaro tackled after a gain of 2.
You'll see right here just a really nice job by Seth Clark, the defensive end for Monsignor Farrell. He's actually going to pick up this holding penalty on Preston Carey, who just had his hands full, the defensive lineman trying to block Seth Clark.
Dan Coletti, the white hat today. Chris Hart is the umpire. Field judge is Chris Atkinson. Alex Toussaint, the head linesman, and Kenny Brentenstein is the back judge.
You know, St. Anthony's been such an efficient attack all year, but, when they have, not been able to succeed, it's simply because they get in their own way. So don't love to be behind the sticks if you're Joe Minucci here, and Gary Mel got to dig out of a hole.
First and 20 from the 45, and the give up the middle. Once again, Alfaro, and he's been getting a lion's share of the carries after the pickup of 5.
Nice job by Gerard Sheehan on the stop right up the middle for Farrell, the 6 foot, 185-pound junior.
Sheehan, one of those guys who was a captain of the JV team, somebody who's very rangy, a good inside linebacker. 6 tackles for a loss this year and has done a good job at that linebacker spot for Farrell. And a jump. And this will go against, I believe, Farrell. Or check that. They'll put it against the Friars on the false start.
A bit uncharacteristic of this St. Anthony's team early, having a couple mistakes on this opening drive. Who knows if it's maybe the nerves of this giant homecoming crowd, but Joe Minucci going to look to get these guys settled down a little bit. They hope to move the ball in this Farrell D.
And I think that's a thing that a lot of people kind of take for granted when you look at the talent that St. Anthony's has. They probably have the most talent in the league, if you want to make that argument, but they're just so young, and a lot of first-year starters at that. Play action, the pass to Duff, incomplete, deflected at the line.
Pass is incomplete.
Gerard Sheehan getting involved another time right there. Just kind of gets right in the middle of the passing lane for Gary Merrill and is able to swat that one down before they could hit KJ Duff on a crossing route.
Zaremba in there as well. Originally the backup quarterback as a freshman and then moved his way over to defense as he's gone up the ranks.
I mean, Mike Zaremba, he's also a long snapper. He's a converted safety. So really just a football player in every sense of the word.
3rd and 20. Merrill draws it out, slings it over the middle. He's got Duff, and it goes through the hands of Duff. Incomplete. Very rarely you see Duff not haul in a catch.
Intended for Duff.
And this will send out the punting unit.
Brings up 4th down.
Might have been fortunate for Duff that he wasn't able to hang on to this one because the defensive back for Farrell was barreling down on him, and he was short of the first line to gain. But you'll see, usually when number 1 gets the ball anywhere near his hands, he's bringing that down.
So the first punt of the evening, it goes to St. Anthony's. As Aziam lines into it. You hear poison from the opposite side, and it is downed at the 7-yard line. A 47-yard punt for Monsignor Farrell, who will set up field position for Christian Pinto, the 3-year starter, and a fantastic dual-threat quarterback. Just like Merrill, Pinto's been getting it done for some time.
Pinto's a guy who we got the chance to watch in the 2021 AAA title game, so he's a guy with a ton of great career experience in these huge games. He's really going to have to show out here as a senior and kind of carry his team. Not easy coming out with your ball up against the end zone, or your back up against the end zone.
Monsignor Farrell from the 7.
So the Lions set up shop from their own 7-yard line, and the first give of the game is to Nafias Muhammad. And gives his offense a little breathing room on the pickup of 9. Well, Nafias Muhammad, one of those guys to watch on offense. Nick Safrine along with Sal Scalisi. Alex Houston, Aiden Pederos is the tight end. Vergona Aguirre, Murphy. rounding out the offensive line as Farrell goes quickly. And it's a first down for Nafias Muhammad against the Friars front line. Sam Cook with the tackle. So you see Davin Foote, Carey, Charzuk, Urso, Thompson, Vidaro, Bolello, Valerio, Ott, and more.
First and 10 from the 21.
If you're a Monsignor Farrell fan, gotta love how your offense is coming out. First 2 plays moving like clockwork.
And like a well-oiled machine, that's Muhammad again. Muhammad, the transfer from Tottenville, 6th in the league in rushing yards, and after that first run, eclipsing 400 rushing yards in his junior campaign.
You know, Muhammad might only be 5'6", 170 pounds, but don't let that fool you. He's very effective tackle to tackle. Run the ball, the physicality.
Hard count might have gotten the Friars to flinch. And that's exactly that. As Farrell moving up 5 yards.
You know, John, less than 5 minutes into this game, already the 3rd penalty for St. Anthony's.
2nd and 1.
Quick hitter over the middle. Scalisi makes the grab just shy of the 40-yard line as the Friars rally to the football. And Sal Scalisi will move the chains for the Lions. Johnny Valerio with the takedown. He had first contact. Cam Urso came in to lay the lumber.
Urso with the stop.
Yeah, impressive delivery right here by Christian Pinto. Puts it right on the numbers. And Scalisi does a really, really nice job as Farrell just kind of continues to move the ball at will on this opening drive.
Pinto the rollout. Pressured by Urso. Whips it over the middle. Incomplete. Just out of the hands of the tight end, Pedreros. One of those big tight ends for Farrell and unable to make the grab.
Yeah, what a great weapon for Christian Pinto to tap into. 6'5", 215 pounds. Right there, just a little bit outside of his grasp.
This is a Farrell team that normally likes to establish the run path, but we're seeing more passing plays on their first drive. Could you perhaps see the opposite end where Del Giorno wants to establish the passing game to set up his run?
I think, you know, that makes a lot of sense. There's a pretty stout defensive front for St. Anthony, so maybe you feel like there's an opportunity to maybe hit things in that intermediate game.
Muhammad on second down has a first down into Friars territory, into the secondary, past the 30-yard line, and he gets shoved out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
Right now, this St. Anthony's D just kind of looks discombobulated out there, not maintaining their gap responsibility. You'll see right here, Muhammad just kind of sticks his foot in the ground, breaks a quick tackle, and you know, once he gets past Vidaro, it's just open space.
That's a 64-yard run for Nafias Muhammad. And on first down, they give it right back to Muhammad. Shakes and bakes, and a pickup of 4.
You see right there, Sam Cook get involved, the senior middle linebacker. They're going to need him to kind of step up and clean up some of these things, little leakages on the inside for the St. Anthony's D.
He's just such a great weapon, Muhammad, and you know, a Staten Island guy coming over from Tottenville, now playing in the private school. And Tottenville, a good program in the PSAL, so he certainly has that football lineage, but putting it all together with the coaching staff for the Lions.
Got to be vindicating for Muhammad, public school guy. You hear about, you know, how great the Catholic kids are. Well, he's out here in probably the biggest venue there is in New York Catholic football and already putting on a show.
This penalty against Farrell, they knew it right away. And a false start moves him back 5. All right, certainly a lot of talent there on Staten Island, right? You've got the Catholic schools. You've got Curtis, obviously, in the PSAL. St. Joe's by the Sea, St. Peter's, and certain edge to those Staten Island players as Gerard Sheehan gets bottled up. And big-time hit, Dante Vidaro had 44 tackles coming into today and gets his first of the contest.
Yeah, Vidaro, hard-nosed kid. He's a Penn Lax commit, but he flies up right here, and you'll see why he's such a valuable asset for that St. Anthony's D alongside big number 99 Preston Carey.
You know, sometimes you talk about the call-ups you get from JV and how excited you are. Well, Vidaro, it's like getting a big-time trade acquisition. Tore his ACL against Stepanak last year and has made an impact on the Friars' defense. Pinto lets it fly to the end zone, incomplete. And miscommunication as he intended to sling it over to the near side of Safreen, but Kevin Moore in coverage.
more in coverage.
Yeah, it looks like a little bit of a miscommunication out there on the edge, so probably going to have to go for it right here. If you're in a Monsignor Farrell, most likely don't want to kick it. Or
nope, they are going to kick it, and that's Chris DiGiacomo.
DiGiacomo on for the field goal.
Going for a 45-yarder, which is beyond the distance of most high school kickers.
4 for 7 on the year. DiGiacomo. This would be his high. Low snap. Still gets off, and it is wide to the left. Well, a good job on the recovery by the holder, and the holder being Zaremba, but either way, that shanks left, and Farrell comes up empty.
You know, that's got to hurt. They had a lot of good things going on that drive, but they shoot themselves in the foot with a false start, get behind the chains, and all of a sudden you walk away empty-handed. That's got to feel like a real victory for the St. Anthony's D.
100% as they'll set up shop at, looks like their own 20-yard line. So St. Anthony's converted on 4th down last time once, but did not do it the second time. Therefore, they're back out there again, and that front line being pressured, McNaughton as well as McGregor, by the likes of Seth Clark, who had a big game last week, Gerard Sheehan, and Luis Martinez. Merrill on 1st and 10. The give to Alfaro. And slides up for a gain of 5.
I like the patience by this St. Anthony's attack. Just getting the ball to Alfaro in the A gap and letting him kind of get things off to a good start with a 5-yard gain.
Alfaro was so clutch in the victory over Chaminade, especially on 4th down. Just Mr. Reliable. You could give him the ball. He was picking the ball up and gaining 5 yards a pop. And enough to just milk the clock and get the victory over the Flyers on the road. There's the catch, as that is James Taylor. Second catch for Taylor in the first half. Taylor was getting a lot of time in the secondary on defense, swapped over to offense, and already paying dividends here against the Lions.
Yeah, we saw St. Anthony's do something similar with Ian Strong last year, getting him over to the offensive side of the ball. Here you see Taylor getting involved early, and with the extra attention that KJ Duff tends to draw, a lot of things can open up for those second and third wide receivers for St. Anthony's.
Rocco Del Giorno had the tackle. Merrill keeps it himself after the play action, sprints up ahead. He's got a seam. Here goes Gary Merrill. He's got reservations for 6, and the Friars strike first. Gary Merrill from 61 yards out puts the Friars in front in homecoming.
And Merrill is just so elusive. You'll see here a little bit of an early development, and then just that one cut north-south, and forget about it. Merrill's probably a 4-5 guy and just separating himself from that defense. What a second drive for St. Anthony's.
For Merrill, that's his 12th rushing touchdown of the year. In fact, he leads the AAA in total touchdowns on the season and what he's been able to do. As Michael Forrest nails the extra point, and St. Anthony's with a 7-0 lead. Well, Gary Merrill was showing off his speed on that last run, and that's good enough for our Speed Island speedy play of the game. And Gary Merrill, when there's nobody in front of him, you can watch him run for days, Pat.
Yeah, he just opened up so many things on the St. Anthony's offense since he's been starting, and this right here just kind of shows you what this guy's all about. Get him the ball in open space. He can make a cut. He can make a man miss, and 60 yards later, it's a 7-0 lead for St. Anthony's.
Looking to improve your speed? Contact Onyx Salvo, located in Garden City, at speedislandny.com.
So now I think if you're Rocco Del Giorno on the sideline for Monsignor Farrell, opportunity to talk to your seniors, kind of make sure that those guys are focused on the task at hand. Hey, we're a little bit behind. It's tough odds in this environment at homecoming at St. Anthony's, but all we can do is kind of control the controllables and put together a good drive behind Christian Pinto.
And had a good drive last time. They just did not get the result that they wanted, and leaving points on the board. As Sheehan with a running start, or check that, that was Tyler Rivera, the junior. Still on his feet, and then brought down just past the 25-yard line. Good run there by Rivera, sets up the Lions. look to counterpunch St. Anthony's. And we've seen that this year, Pat, where the blocking up front, McNaughton, Novelli, a few of those guys, open up a hole, and for Gary Merrill, it's too easy.
Exactly. Dowling, you mentioned it, McNaughton, all those guys. McGregor really having a great year. Novelli, I think, has been a very underrated guy in the St. Anthony's offensive line, but really all those guys doing their part for this potent attack.
Muhammad, the pickup of 3. Sam Cook with the first contact. Dixon Charzuk in there as well.
And one encouraging sign for Farrell, so far they've really been able to get, those 3, 4, 5 yards at a time whenever they want it. So that's got to be a good feeling going into any potential, 3rd and short, 4th and short situations as this game goes on.
Well, Nefias gets stacked up after the gain of 2. Dixon Charzuk with the tackle.
Yeah, really nice job by Charzuk. He's 6'3", 240 pounds, and just a big, tough, athletic dude on the middle for St. Anthony's.
All right,
only with 7 solo tackles coming into the game and already a pair on the last 2 plays. As Del Giorno's team gets ready to go on 3rd down. Pinto rolls out, sees the rush, flushes it over, far side, he's got a man. And it's caught. Here comes Monsignor Farrell. Nefias Muhammad to the 30, at the 20, and pushed out of bounds by Dante Vidaro at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, you can't set this up any better if you're Monsignor Farrell. You see the rush coming in from foot, but it's a screen. It's all a trap, and Cook misses that chance at a tackle, and just nothing but green grass for Nefias Muhammad. And another huge play on their second drive for Muhammad. Back-to-back.
That's a 51-yard gain. And sets up Farrell in the Friars red zone. 2.5 minutes to play in the first. Pinto looking to strike back. There's the give up the middle. And the takedown by Dante Vidaro.
Vidaro does a really nice job here at the outside linebacker spot of kind of timing up his blitz off the edge, stopping that for no gain.
Gerard Sheehan with the give.
2nd and 9 from the 14.
And now under 2 minutes to play. Paderos goes in motion. And a flag.
And this has to be frustrating. Looks like it's going to go against Monsignor Farrell. Kind of the same story as that last drive, right? Incredible explosive play from Muhammad, but then turn around and kind of shoot yourself in the foot, get behind the chains, and they're going to have to dig out of this 2nd and 14.
Well, for Farrell, you don't want to leave any points on the board. They're already in better field position now than they were at the end of the last drive. If there were to be no conversion, you'd be looking at a 37-yard field goal. Pinto flushes. Slings it, end zone, incomplete, overshoots Scalisi. Brendan Ott in coverage.
Doing a good job so far of kind of moving around Christian Pinto. He's only about 6 foot tall, and don't forget there's a lot of tall, big mammoths on the defensive line for St. Anthony, so they're kind of getting him out in space, letting him throw on the run, create some windows.
We don't have the stat in front of us, but you're probably looking at 4 or 5 hurries already for Pinto, and a lot of that has to do with Charzuk, Cam Urso up front. Not making it easy for Pinto.
I mean, we talk a lot about press and carry. The guy's got 20-plus Power 5 offers, but you're right. Cam Urso, Charzuk, all these guys, Davin Foote, making a big impact.
3rd and long. Pinto fires. Far side incomplete. Another drop. Pedreros couldn't make the catch.
And, that's tough. I think he was already thinking about, hey, where's that line to gain? Where's that first down marker? And just didn't haul it in, so for Farrell, going to be another field goal attempt.
So Chris DiGiacomo and the rest of the special teams looking for a shot at redemption. 36-yard field goal attempt. And DiGiacomo, it's got the distance, but is wide to the left again. So a promising drive ends in a mishap as Farrell leaves points on the board, and St. Anthony's with a 7-0 advantage. And Pat, quite frankly, just missed it.
Yeah, that's got to be kind of soul-sucking for this Monsignor Farrell offense. You're moving the ball, back-to-back drives, some explosive plays. You're just walking away empty-handed. It's a very makeable field goal right there. Doesn't go the way of the Lions. And now another opportunity for Gary Merrill to kind of add on to this early lead.
And a good learning experience for D. Giacomo. These kickers have to have these short memories and can't really hang your head because he might be needed later on in the game.
Exactly. Hey, he's got plenty of leg. That would have been good from about 45 or on target. So just about kind of locking in, being ready for next time.
Merrill back to pass on first down. Gives it over to Braden Meem. Makes his first catch of the evening.
Merrill's pass is complete to
And stopped just at the first down marker on the tackle by Sheehan. And good enough to move the chains.
Nice sign for St. Anthony, seeing Braden Meem get involved early. When St. Anthony's at their best, they're distributing the ball to all their playmakers, whether it be Meem, Russo, Duff, Alfaro. Gary Merrill getting everybody involved.
Meem averaging 11 yards per catch. As Alfaro, the draw, and a pickup of 1.
Nice job by Gerard Sheehan right here. He doesn't make the tackle, but he's the one who kind of trips up Alfaro at first in the backfield. And the junior just kind of continues to make an impact on this game.
And we've called his name a lot, too. He's the backup running back. He really has a contagious energy that spreads throughout the entire team. And Del Giorno says you need guys like that, especially to win these games on the road. Airs it out towards Duff, incomplete. Merrill a little too much mustard in the way towards Duff. And that'll set up 3rd and long.
And you'll see right there, late in the play, number 32, Rocco Del Giorno, kind of coming in with help from the safety position. That's something that's been happening to KJ Duff all year long, not able to get open on those fly patterns because he's constantly facing double coverage. I'm sure a frustration for number 1.
3rd down and 9 from the 31.
Well, I asked Del Giorno the million-dollar question that every coach is asking around the league. How do you stop KJ Duff? And he didn't want to give away any trade secrets. He just said, we've got to play our game, know where he is at all times, and he's going to make the one play. You just can't make 10 good plays. Merrill, flushed out. Still rolling. Zips it over the middle. He's got Duff. Makes the catch and rolls out of bounds.
Pass is complete to Duff.
Hey, that Merrill to Duff combo might be better than PB&J. What makes Gary Merrill so dangerous is just his ability to extend plays back there using his feet. He's so elusive. And if you're going to give KJ Duff 7 or 8 seconds to run around back there, he's going to get open. Number 1 makes you pay with a toe tap and move the chain for St. Anthony's.
32-yard pickup. Merrill to Duff. And Alfaro, Mr. Reliable, still on his feet and has another first down. Alfaro, one of those guys like Darren Sproles, right? Doesn't have the size, but he's got moxie and he's got a lot of grit and somebody who is not easy to bring down.
Yeah, he keeps his legs churning, just great vision you'll see right there, running behind his offensive lineman, finding the hole, and just another one of those guys who can beat you all day. If you try and stop Merrill and Duff, Alfaro will make you pay.
Alfaro again, pickup of 1. And Pat, you lived in the trenches. What makes a smaller statured running back so difficult to bring down?
Number 1, it's really difficult for the defense to kind of see them as they're waiting for that hole to open. So a patient guy like Alfaro can kind of wait, hide behind his offensive lineman, and the second that opportunity opens up, get his foot north-south. And a lot of times you're going to have a tough time being there on the defensive side of the ball.
Well, St. Anthony's not having a tough time. They lead at 7-0 at the end of 1. We'll take a break. You're watching NYCH SFL football presented by Maspeth Federal Savings Bank on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
This is Solomon Thomas with the New York Jets, and you're watching Varsity Media.
Maspeth Federal Savings is here through it all. The ins and outs, the ups and downs. Through the winters, the summers, and even the spring of leaks. Know that Maspeth has your back. From luxury sheets to balance sheets to dancing under the stars, your mission is our mission. And when our community calls, we proudly step forward. So whether you need it now or planning for tomorrow, through all the twists and all the turns, you can always find us right here in your neighborhood.
We begin the start of the second quarter. St. Anthony's with a 7-0 lead over Monsignor Farrell. as the Friars continue to move the football. It'll be second and 8
from the 25.
from the 25-yard line. Check that. Should be second and 3. Unless I'm seeing something, Pat.
I think you're right. Second and 3. It looks like there's a lot of confusion from all directions out there, so we'll get this sorted before we kick off the second quarter.
Dan Coletti, the white hat tonight. And now we are all sorted out. So second and 8, there it is. Chains were second and 3. But either way, it's second and 8 to start this one off. And Alfaro, the give on first down. Shakes ahead, lumbers forward.
Alfaro on the carry.
And Alfaro with a pickup of 8.
With the stop.
And Seth Clark was in that play almost immediately. Really nice job by Alfaro kind of getting out of the way, but Clark kind of shoots inside from that defensive end spot. Unfortunate that didn't result in a tackle for loss if you're a St. Anthony's fan.
Anthony's first down.
So another first down for St. Anthony's.
First and 10 Friars from the 18.
And there's Alfaro again. High snap goes over the head of Merrill, scoops it up. Sees the rush and is brought down. Gerard Sheehan and Makai Gamble drop the hammer, and a big loss for the Friars.
Knocked down by Sheehan.
And we mentioned it early on tonight. You know, the one thing you can't do if you're St. Anthony's is these self-inflicted wounds. And you'll see right there, one gets away from Dowling right over the head of Gary Merrill, and all he can do is kind of scoop that up, try and retain possession. I've been impressed so far by this Farrell D. You know, they've been tackling pretty well.
From the 35.
In person, they've been as good as advertised. Alfaro up the gut.
Carry.
And a pickup of 4.
DeJesus with the stop.
So, big opportunity right here for this Monsignor Farrell defense to try and get off the field, maybe deliver some momentum back to your sideline, get your offense out there in a good spot. But 3rd and 21, I'd expect that vaunted defensive line to kind of pin their ears back and try and get after it. Tall task for St. Anthony's.
Merrill. Gliding, steps up, fires. And the catch, that's James Taylor at the 20-yard line. Flag is down in the backfield.
Flag on the play.
After the pickup by Taylor, and we'll see where this spots the Friars. And holding will move back St. Anthony's. Well, decision here for Rocco Del Priore. Accept the penalty, then you move him back, 3rd down and even longer. And if not, then you put St. Anthony's in field goal range if you do not accept the penalty.
Yeah, and, you know, not an easy penalty. I think, you know, from right here, they're looking at probably about a 45-yarder or so. So if I'm Rocco Del Priore, I'm probably going to look to decline this one. But it looks like he's going to accept the penalty. And I guess you got the opportunity to put them 30 yards behind the sticks. You trust your defense to get off the field once more.
3rd and 31.
Well, you said pin the ears back last play. They'll try and do it again. 3rd and 30 from the 41. Merrill slips out of a few tackles and then is leveled. Makai Gamble sweeping the leg. After Merrill picks up a few, but not enough. And this should send out the special teams.
Well, Coach Del Priore was talking about Makai Gamble's sideline-to-sideline speed going into this game. You kind of see it on display here. Not an easy open field tackle against Gary Merrill, but number 33 making it look easy. And kind of a weird situation if you're calling the offense right now for St. Anthony's. You know, 4th and 26. Certainly not a position where on the field where you want to punt from about the 36, 37-yard line. But I don't know if anybody has a 26-yard play to dial up in the playbook. So expect maybe some 9 routes, get these receivers straight downfield, and then rely on those big men up front, whether it be, you know, Dowling, McGregor, Novelli, to try and buy some time for Gary Merrill.
Well, St. Anthony's takes a timeout. And so while they take a timeout, it's time for us to let you know that Varsity Media is the home for the NYCHSFL Championships. And we'll be streaming all of those championship football games this fall. So be sure to like and subscribe wherever you are right now. Go on the social media pages, whether you're watching on Twitter, X, I apologize, Pat. I know your stock is in there as well. YouTube and Facebook. Be sure to like and subscribe to see who is in the NYCHSFL Championships in November. St. Anthony's to boot it away. And a good punt for the Friars as it is downed close to the end zone, and they'll say it's a touchback. How about that? St. Anthony's so close to downing it at the 1, but it goes right into the end zone, and Farrell will take over at the 20.
Yeah, Andrew Thompson right there in a great position to down it, but got a little greedy, tried to down it on the inch-yard line where maybe down at the 1 or the 2 would have done the trick. And, that's a tough one to give away. Does get pushed in the back a little bit by number 18 for Farrell, Alex Ustin, but that time crossed over the goal line, and Farrell's going to get the ball on the 20-yard line.
From the 20.
Fortunate break for Farrell. Let's see if they can capitalize.
Something they haven't been able to do, but a nice grab there by Pedreros, but leveled back. A Johnny Valerio, 32 tackles coming into today. One of those lax players laying the big hit to start off the second quarter.
What's so impressive about Valerio is he's a guy who previously played corner in his career, so he's got those kind of coverage skills, but the linebacker spot, you see him laying the wood right there. Get you a man who can do both.
Yeah. You're one of those men that can do both, right?
I'd like to think so, but
right.
I don't know if you want to see me running routes out here. It might get ugly.
Pinto, broken play, stays with it, and turns something out of nothing. Christian Pinto thought he had Nafias Muhammad behind him. He didn't, and then when he saw that there was nobody in the backfield, he said, I'll just tuck and run, and he picks up the first down.
It's a really good job by that offensive line right there, kind of behind Michael Walsh, number 56 for Farrell. But, yeah, you'll see Pinto just some sure will putting his shoulder down, and that doesn't get you fired up on the sideline for Monsignor Farrell. I don't know what you're looking for. That senior leader trying to get his guys going.
First and 10.
7.5 to play in the first half. First and 10 from the 38. Two receivers up top as the tight end Pedreros now goes to the backfield. Muhammad leveled.
Muhammad on the carry.
Davin Foote with the TFL.
Davin Foote, just, another weapon on this defensive line for St. Anthony's. You spent a lot of time thinking about Preston Carey. You spent a lot of time thinking about Cam Urso. Well, don't forget about big number 8 coming in there, shooting that gap, and just no room for Muhammad.
When you talk about expending time, Davin Foote spending that time in the locker room and the weight room over the offseason, and we'll talk about that with Jared Veluzzi at halftime. 2nd and 11. Muhammad again. Has a few blocks up ahead towards midfield and has enough for a first down.
Good for a foul, first down.
Yeah, really nice job by that right side of the offensive line for Monsignor Farrell. Big number 75, William McGuire. Among them, Nick Pica. Doing a really good job opening us up some holes and kind of getting things going for Monsignor Farrell.
Biggest area of improvement for Pica has been his footwork this year and balancing double teams that are coming his way.
Yeah, easier said than done. There's so much technique that goes into being a good offensive lineman. You see some really good stuff. Love that pull and block right there by William McGuire. And Farrell's starting to kind of click on offense.
Davin Foote, another tackle. That time Pinto, the ball carrier.
John, I think if you're Rocco Del Priore, you're exactly where you want to be at this junction in the game. About 5.5 minutes left in this first half. You're right within striking distance, driving down the field with an opportunity to tie this ball game. I don't think you could ask for anything better against the number 1 team in New York State.
Pair of receivers both sides. Pinto back to pass. Sees the rush. Scoops out. Tucks runs. And Sachet is out of bounds before being brought down by Andrew Thompson.
Pinto on the carry.
You can hear the Monsignor Farrell faithful right over here kind of calling for a late hit. But yeah, Pinto kind of slippery, keep things moving, and sets up a third manageable.
Ott with the stop.
Well, that's one of those things. When you've got a dual-threat quarterback like Pinto, you're never really out of it. And even if the pocket collapses, he's got the acumen to find his way out of it and just reads the play so well.
All right, Friar fans.
Yeah, kind of like we've seen on the flip side from Gary Merrill, Christian Pinto, just a guy who kind of extend things. He's looking for his receivers to step up. Who's going to be the guy to make a play and kind of get things going down the field for this aerial assault? Monsignor Farrell.
3rd and 6 from the 47. Pinto. Design rollout. Blitz coming. He's denied. Big time sack. It's Preston Carey in there, as well as Cam Urso. And this will send out the special teams.
Yeah, looks like the middle linebacker Sam Cook also in there. Might have been the first to get there. Urso barreling down, and Pinto's back there looking to make something happen on 3rd down. Unfortunately, nobody open downfield, and he has to go down with the sack.
And a timeout taken by St. Anthony's, and we'll take it with them as well. Under 5 minutes to play in the first half. Farrell and St. Anthony's. The Friars lead at 7-0 here at Cy Donnelly Field on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Welcome to the Island Auto Group. Choose between over 15 new vehicle brands, all located conveniently on Highland Boulevard on Staten Island, New York. Whether you're in the market for a brand new vehicle or a certified pre-owned vehicle, we have it all. Looking to sell your current vehicle? Great. We're offering top dollar for all makes and models. Need an oil change or any type of vehicle servicing? Look no further, as we have over 150 service bays with master technicians working on your vehicles. Visit us at islandautogroup.com or stop by any of our dealerships on Highland Boulevard. Island's got your back.
St. Anthony's getting the stop on 3rd down as Farrell back out to punt. And Chris DiGiacomo set to boot it away. Braden Mean back to receive for the Friars. He's Pat Godfrey. I'm John Perez, and Monsignor Farrell unable to break through against this Friars defense as the punt rolls towards Mean, who gets out of the way and downed at the 17-yard line. So a 41-yard punt will send out Gary Merrill and the rest of the Friars offense.
Yeah, John, today we're sponsored by Island Auto Group. Great opportunity for Gary Merrill to set up a big-time drive down the field and kind of punctuate this first half the way they want to. Go up by a couple scores and go into the locker room feeling good about yourself here at homecoming Cy Donnelly Field.
Well, St. Anthony's was driving in the first half, and Gary Merrill drove all the way to the end zone and cruised in 61 yards out. Second big run that we've seen Merrill have over the span of 3 weeks, and now it's Xavier Abala, the freshman, who's really stepped up over the last few weeks. His first carry, though, is a loss of 3.
Yeah, Abala, a guy who is, a little beat up early on in this season. He was a freshman All-American kind of coming in, so a lot of expectations for this guy to be a big participant on offense, and he's kind of just getting going here later on in the season.
Senior Farrell looks like they have a player down, and with that said, this is the first of 2 games we have this weekend in the NYCHSFL. Tomorrow, St. John the Baptist taking on Holy Trinity in Westbury. That should be a good one. SJB trying to shake off the cobwebs and pick up the victory against Holy Trinity, who, led by Chris Hardart, having themselves a good year as well. 3-3 overall, 2-2. Titans have a lot of firepower, and we'll see it all on the Varsity Media Sports Network tomorrow.
Yeah, Holy Trinity, led by Rocco Raynon, has really just been a fantastic program these last few years, making the step up to the AAA division. They're 2-2 right now, so huge opportunity for them to get on the positive side of that record within the Catholic standings.
And getting it done with, especially some of the losses that they've had. A good job by Chris Hardart and the rest of that crew.
Absolutely.
2nd and 12 from the 15.
2nd and 12, Merrill. Rolls it. Still on his feet, gets out of a tackle. Has a first down. And angles out of bounds after the big pickup.
You know, just another instance of why Gary Merrill is so special. You'll see Gerard Sheehan. By the way, great job by the offensive line for St. Anthony. CJ Novelli at right tackle, but Sheehan flying up, number 7 for Farrell. One-on-one, and just can't bring Gary Merrill down. A little shake and bake. A 20-yard gain casually for your quarterback.
It's got to be so frustrating for Farrell because they're locking down the St. Anthony's receivers, but Merrill can still run. As he steps up in the pocket, is sacked, ball comes loose. And St. Anthony's is on top of it. But that was Seth Clark laying the hammer. And Seth Clark, a big game last week and showing off here against the Friars.
Seth Clark has been around the ball all day. Kind of couple of missed opportunities early for big TFLs here. He just lays the wood on Gary Merrill with the forced fumble. And very fortunate if you're a St. Anthony's fan that James Taylor is right in the perfect position to recover that ball.
2nd and 8 from the 34. Merrill takes it back from Bala, chugs ahead, and bumps out of bounds after picking up the first down at the 45-yard line.
And that's good for St. Anthony's first down.
I've used this comparison in the past, but when I watch Gary Merrill, I see so much Tim Tebow, you know, with those run-pass options, his elusiveness, but still, you know, willingness to lower his shoulder when he has to. Really just kind of putting on a clinic with his feet here tonight.
I've yet to see the impassioned speech or anything of Tebow-esque that way, but I get your point. Merrill, denied.
Merrill is sacked.
Mikey Zaremba.
Michael Zaremba on the sack.
You know, Mikey Zaremba, he's a guy Coach Del Priore told us always has a smile on his face. Well, I'm sure he's got a big smile on his face right now. Got to feel good. The big sack right here on Gary Merrill. Number 16, so elusive, but no match right there for number 26, Michael Zaremba.
So they had a pick 6 against Iona. A big tackle for a loss. 2nd and 12. Here's Alfaro. Gets the give. Slides ahead, and Alpha Ba with the tackle.
With the stop.
Matthew McGregor right there at guard, kind of opening up a nice hole on the left side, kind of keep things moving. Big 3rd and 9 here. A little over 2 minutes left for the St. Anthony's offense.
And Farrell, who will get the ball back to start the second half, would love to keep St. Anthony's off the board. Merrill steps into it. He's got KJ Duff. Shy of the first down marker, leaps forward. Might be a few inches short, but a nice grab by Duff. And this will set up 3rd and short.
KJ Duff, such a high IQ player right there. Sits down just in front of the first down marker. Tries reaching forward, but he's just short. Big 4th and 1 here. And kind of a huge play early in this game in terms of the momentum of the game. If you're Farrell, you get a stop here. That's a huge opportunity. Looks like Coach Joe Minucci realizes that and is just going to take it, play it safe, punt the ball away.
And at the very least, we'll burn some time off the clock.
4th and 1 from the 47.
Alex Houston, the sophomore, back to receive the punt. As Azaheim leans into one. Takes a Friar bounce. And is down to inside the 10-yard line. Good job getting up the field by Brendan Ott. As Farrell will pick it up at the 8-yard line. It's a 45-yard pickup.
What a huge punt right there for St. Anthony's to kind of pin Farrell deep. You know, tall task right here for Christian Pinto to try and bring the ball 92 yards downfield to tie this ball game up before halftime. We'll see if number 11 can make a little bit of magic happen before they go back to the locker room.
Well, he's done a good job moving the ball so far, and we'll have to air it out, you would think, but nowhere to go. Muhammad devoured. That once again was Davin Foote, and he's having himself a first half.
Well, we're going to get the chance to chat a little bit more with Davin Foote at halftime, but here you'll see why he's just another huge weapon on the defensive line. Really smart, sits down on that option and just gives Pinto no chance.
Could potentially be the last play of the half as Muhammad on the give. Second and long, trudges up ahead. Gain of 4. And a good first half for Nafias Muhammad, averaging around 7 yards a carry.
I think if you're a Monsignor Farrell fan, you got to feel great. Going into the locker room at halftime, they deferred to open the game, so they're going to get the ball coming out in the third quarter. But, really a prime opportunity here for them, right within striking distance against this great St. Anthony's team, and poised to kind of do the unthinkable in the second half.
Also, we'll have 5 seconds left. Pat, and your Farrell, you take a deep shot here?
I think hopefully they learned something from Coach Mario Cristobal last weekend. I know this isn't the end of the game, but sometimes when it makes the most sense to just take a knee, you should just take a knee.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, in all my years of watching football, that's probably the first time I've said, "What are you doing?" since the Seahawks Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Right?
And I think, Pete Carroll's call back in the day, not running the ball to Marshawn Lynch, that obviously one of the worst calls in coaching history, but even more defensible somehow than what Mario Cristobal did last week, fudging that game against Georgia Tech for Miami.
Well, the Lions give the ball to their halfback, unlike Seattle, but that'll do it for the first half. The Friars with a 7-0 lead thanks to Gary Merrill's 61-yard touchdown run. Lead at 7-0 going into the half. We'll step aside. When we come back, we've got our interview with Davin Foote. Get you recapped on the first half and ready for the second half. You're watching NYCH SFL football presented by Maspeth Federal Savings Bank on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Maspeth Federal Savings is here through it all. The ins and outs, the ups and downs. Through the winters, the summers, and even the spring of leaks. Know that Maspeth has your back. From luxury sheets to balance sheets to dancing under the stars, your mission is our mission. And when our community calls, we proudly step forward. So whether you need it now or planning for tomorrow, through all the twists and all the turns, you can always find us right here in your neighborhood.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jared Veluzzi, and my guest today, Davin Foote, out of St. Anthony's. And Davin, you've been a monster on the defensive line, and the unit as a whole has been special. What has been working so well for you guys?
I think the fact that we were overlooked a lot in the preseason, and nobody really thought we were going to be as good as we were last year, kind of brought us together and made us stronger as a D-line. And all praise to my linebackers and the guys behind us who are helping us out every day, every practice, every game.
Yeah, and that front seven played very well in a win against St. Joe's Regional, one of the biggest ever in New York football history. I mean, take me through that special day.
Yeah, that was a big game for us. Even going into it, there was a lot of nerves, healthy nerves. But going into it, everybody was nervous, but we definitely had it in us. Studied, practiced, and we were ready to go that day. And we just had to execute, and that's really what we did on both sides of the ball.
And now this Friday against Farrell, it's homecoming. And at St. Anthony's, I feel like that's always one of the most special days of the year. How much does this game mean to you?
It means a lot. I didn't play much in the homecoming last year because of the great 2023 class. But yeah, it means a lot because it's going to be my last high school homecoming ever. It's going to be a lot of people watching, which is always, always a great thing, especially at St. Anthony's. So it comes every time. So yeah, we're really excited as a team. Me, myself, I'm super excited.
Yeah, and in your senior season, you've made a huge splash. What would you say the difference is from your junior year to this season?
Just working in the off season, trying to get more explosive and fast. And I don't know, this year it was kind of mental for me. I got a bit of a drive and I kind of had to do good because I didn't put all this time in to not do as well as I have to do this year. So it's kind of I need to get it done for me.
Yeah, and you certainly have got it done so far. And now we'll get into some rapid fire questions. At St. Anthony's, you guys have dress down day once a month where you can wear clothes outside of the school uniform. What's the go-to attire for that?
Gotta be sweatpants, a hoodie, and Crocs.
That's automatic. I love it. And what's your favorite movie of all time?
I gotta go with Friday.
Yeah, and favorite defensive player ever in football?
I think Luke Kuechly. He was a beast.
Yeah, no, he's an animal. And if you could relive one game in your high school career so far, what are you picking?
The win over Stepnac last year. That was the most hype, most thrilling game ever. It looked bad for us, but then we just came up with the miracle. It was insane.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. And what's your go-to artist to listen to before a big game?
I gotta go with Kodak Black, my favorite pregame artist.
Yeah, no, he's amazing. Well, Davin, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Everyone, thanks for tuning in. Back over to you guys.
Inside the 10 to the end zone.
Oh, he's got a wide open receiver. AJ Duff. Get out of the way! Dante Torres!
End zone. Touchdown. 10-5 touchdown.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream media partner of Nassau County Playoffs. For semifinal and championship coverage of soccer, volleyball, field hockey, and football, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Varsity Media is the home for New York high school sports.
Halftime here at Cy Donnelly Field, and the cheerleading team doing the best they can and doing a fantastic job getting the crowd into it. Here at homecoming, it's been a great atmosphere here at Cy Donnelly Field, packed to the gills, and fans getting here north of an hour before kickoff. Well, it's a big weekend here in St. Anthony's, and it'll be a big weekend on the Varsity Media Sports Network next week. Starting with Friday night, we'll start in Suffolk County. Hills West taking on Smithtown West, and then a good Conference 3 matchup. The Southside Cyclones travel to Plain Edge to take on the Red Devils, and then one of the best rivalries in public school, Massapequa and Farmingdale, Oceanside and Syosset. Saturday going back-to-back, and then Sunday another back-to-back action as the Friars head to Hicksville to take on Holy Trinity. And then the Battle of the Boulevard on Charles Lindbergh Boulevard, Holy Cross and St. Francis Prep. Be sure to subscribe and watch on youtube.com/Varsity Media. Still halftime here at Cy Donnelly Field. We'll step aside when we come back. We'll recap the first half here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
The St. Anthony's Varsity Cheerleading Team.
Sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream media partner of Nassau County Playoffs. For semifinal and championship coverage of soccer, volleyball, field hockey, and football, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Varsity Media is the home for New York high school sports.
Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is over 50,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck. Did you just have the best athletic year of your life, and now you want to show it off to college coaches? Well, let Varsity Media help you. Varsity Media's college recruiting videos show off your unique skills to help you land a spot on the team of your dream school. We'll provide music, spot shadow effects, and a link to send to your next coach. Contact us today for more information. Don't rely on word of mouth or cold emails. Let Varsity Media help you take your game to the next level.
Varsity Media offers live streaming services for any sport. With human beings behind the camera, you can expect the proper coverage angles during each game. We offer customizable options such as live scoreboard, multiple cameras, instant replay, graphics, and even announcers. Find out how you can save $100 off a live stream package with Varsity Media by calling 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Feel like your game film is too stagnant and not providing you with the insight that your coaches had hoped for? Varsity Media offers game film to help your coaches develop a game plan to execute on game day. Our current clients love the Varsity Media difference, which includes more insightful camera angles and a speedy upload process. Start building your championship team today with award-winning individuals at Varsity Media.
Hey mom and dad, how about a personalized hype video of your athlete produced by Varsity Media? Cinematic coverage of game action, plus on-camera interviews by our crew set to music will make your son or daughter look like the next superstar. Perfect for social media fame and college recruiting. Don't wait, reach out today. Spots are limited this fall. 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Hey sports fans, did you know Varsity Media live stream broadcasts get viewed by college coaches nationwide? Through our announcers' storytelling and insight on your athletes, we can help your players get an edge on college recruiting. Find out how by reaching out to Varsity Media today, 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Varsity Media is the most beloved high school sports network in New York, but don't take it from us.
I like how Varsity Media, I'm able to watch the game on YouTube after, and then the commentators, all the highlights. It's cool to see myself almost on TV.
I like how Varsity Media is so professional.
What I love about Varsity Media is hearing Coach Hungerford announce games. Mr. Rooney's my favorite. I like the food reviews.
I love how my relatives from out of state can also watch the games.
Varsity Media, New York's high school sports network. Great atmosphere here at Cy Donnelly Field. St. Anthony's with a 7-0 lead over Monsignor Farrell. Pat Godfrey, how do we get here? Let's take a look at the numbers in the first half, as it's been a very low-scoring affair. But you know what? A good defensive battle between these two.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, both defensive lines really kind of humming early and making things difficult for these quarterbacks in both Pinto and Merrill. Merrill having some success using his legs early on, had the long touchdown, which is really the difference in our game right now. But look for both of these offenses to kind of find their stride in this second half.
And Gary Merrill himself has been efficient. Obviously, 7 carries for 98 yards. He had that long 61-yard touchdown. That was good enough to get St. Anthony's on the board. That's all the scoring that we had. Although Monsignor Farrell had their opportunities, but 2 missed field goals by Chris DiGiacomo. And let's take another look at Gary Merrill and what makes him so special and one of the top players in the AAA.
Yeah, he just nice cut right here, getting north-south. And then he has that breakaway speed to run away from your defense. Look for St. Anthony's in the second half to kind of get Merrill going more consistently using his legs. You know, there's been his spots where he's really shined, but they haven't really established the kind of rhythm that you're used to seeing this St. Anthony's offense get into. Only 7 points in that first half, and that's really not going to cut it if you're a Friars fan.
All right, well, if you are Monsignor Farrell and you're Rocco Del Priore, you have to be pretty happy with what you've seen. What are you telling your team in the locker room, and what adjustments do you want to see?
I'm telling my guys, hey, it's this simple. If we drive down the field on them, we need to come away with points. If they're able to execute on those 2 field goals, it's a 1-point game we're talking about right now. Even with the 2 misses, they are still within 1 score, poised to come out the gate on this to start off this first half and come and tie this game up. Huge opportunity, and Coach Del Priore just going to get his guys locked in, 1 play at a time type mentality.
Pat, it's homecoming here. Any good homecoming memories for you?
You know, for me, I remember being about last place in the Homecoming King ballots, so not the best memories for me, although we did win 22-0 the following day. But this whole, fanfare and parades, that was never my scene. I was never that cool.
I'll remember the day that I won Prom King, which did not happen, but because I said it on air, it's true. And memories that
no one's going to fact check you.
No, that's right. Nobody from Christ the King class of 2010 will be fact checking me, and if they are, then you've got issues. All right. Well, it's halftime here at Cy Donnelly Field. We'll take a break. When we come back, we should have the start of the second half here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Welcome to the Island Auto Group. Choose between over 15 new vehicle brands, all located conveniently on Highland Boulevard on Staten Island, New York. Whether you're in the market for a brand new vehicle or a certified pre-owned vehicle, we have it all. Looking to sell your current vehicle? Great. We're offering top dollar for all makes and models. Need an oil change or any type of vehicle servicing? Look no further, as we have over 150 service bays with master technicians working on your vehicles. Visit us at islandautogroup.com or stop by any of our dealerships on Highland Boulevard. Island's got your back.
Off Lazito. He's got a seam. Still on his feet. Shaking to the end zone. Touchdown.
That's picked off, intercepted, and it's William Hanley. Pick 6.
Off the timeout. Wesley keeps himself, but check that. That's Josiah Brown in the Wildcat in the open field, still on his feet. Look at Josiah Brown go, the future Nittany Lion. Touchdown.
Did you know Varsity Media now offers action photography for all sporting events? Available for individuals or teams, we'll send dedicated photographers down to field level to capture your best moments. Our rates are affordable and our photos will leave you with lasting memories for a lifetime. Contact us today, mention this ad, and get $25 off your first order. Email ben@varsitymedia.net or call 516-403-2050. Varsity Media offers live streaming services for any sport. With human beings behind the camera, you can expect the proper coverage angles during each game. We offer customizable options such as live scoreboard, multiple cameras, instant replay, graphics, and even announcers. Find out how you can save $100 off a live stream package with Varsity Media by calling 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Feel like your game film is too stagnant and not providing you with the insight that your coaches had hoped for? Varsity Media offers game film to help your coaches develop a game plan to execute on game day. Our current clients love the Varsity Media difference, which includes more insightful camera angles and a speedy upload process. Start building your championship team today with award-winning individuals at Varsity Media.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream media partner of Nassau County Playoffs. For semifinal and championship coverage of soccer, volleyball, field hockey, and football, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Varsity Media is the home for New York high school sports.
Back here at Cy Donnelly Field, still halftime here. Let's take a look at some of the leaders in the first half. And, of course, Gary Merrill responsible for the scoring. And there you see he does a little bit of everything, Pat.
Yeah, Gary Merrill, just such a dual threat and just the finest sense of the word. Got going on the ground early with that 61-yard touchdown, which is the difference in this game right now. And really just a guy who's going to have to keep working those RPOs all second half long if he hopes to distance himself from Monsignor Farrell.
Well, St. Anthony's is hoping to distance themselves in the standings. They're currently in the top spot. After Week 6, which is this week, we'll get the power rankings across the AAA. You'd have to imagine if St. Anthony's wins, they would be the number one team just because, quite frankly, they beat everyone else based on their points. But very competitive at the top. You've got Stepanak, you've got Kellenberg, Cardinal Hayes, which you can never count out C.J. O'Neal, and Monsignor Farrell. This would be a huge win for them on the road.
Oh, yeah. This is really huge for St. Anthony's. I mean, we talked earlier about the nature of their home field advantage here at Cy Donnelly Field. It's so hard for visiting teams to come in here and compete. So if St. Anthony's would be able to lock up that first spot in the playoffs and make sure that they can sail through Cy Donnelly Field on the way to Mitchell Field and that AAA title game, that's exactly where you want to be if you're Joe Minucci.
Well, you need to be a ground and pound team, and that's exactly what Farrell has done. And Nafias Muhammad, he's been as good as advertised.
Exactly. Not a huge guy. He's only about 5'7" or so. But, boy, is he making a big impact early on in this game. Had a couple of huge plays on those opening drives, a huge reception for over 50 yards, huge run for over 60 yards. So another guy who they're going to really need to get going if they hope to come back, tie this thing up early in this third quarter.
And I think the biggest thing for Monsignor Farrell, who will get the ball to start off the second half, is they got to get in the end zone. They can't, take some shots at field goal range. And this isn't a knock on their field goal kicking team. It just shows how good the offense is for St. Anthony's, that they could turn it around and deliver a gut punch.
Exactly. Once you get into that red zone inside of the 20, it's an absolute non-negotiable that you have to be coming away with points and ideally touchdowns if you're Monsignor Farrell. Playing against an opponent of this caliber in St. Anthony's, you really can't afford to leave any points out on the field here tonight.
Monsignor Farrell, a 24-0 victory over St. John the Baptist last week, and St. Anthony's 48-0 win over Christ the King, as these two are set to go. And like we said, it's a big game for standings-wise. And with that said, Davin Foote, we spoke to him at halftime, and he's been having a big impact for St. Anthony's today in what they hope can be a perfect 5-0 start to the season.
Yeah, it's really been a nice team effort for that defensive line for St. Anthony's, getting after Christian Pinto and Muhammad back there for Monsignor Farrell. All those guys kind of making a big impact, and we're used to yelling out Preston Carey's name, Cam Urso's name, but Foote, just another guy who can go out there and really make his impact felt.
Well, and that's the thing, too, with St. Anthony's, and they had numerous heroes, obviously, in the Cardinal Hayes game, the Chaminade victory. James Taylor was huge. Andrew Thompson had himself a good game against the Flyers. This is a very deep St. Anthony's team. No, they don't have Ian Strong like they do last year, and KJ Duff moonlights on defense a little bit, but it's really more the collective sum of the parts as opposed to the whole for St. Anthony's, and it's just been a valiant team effort defensively, and they're starting to turn a corner defensively.
Yeah, kind of a hallmark about what St. Anthony's football is all about. Going back to the Rich Reichert days, back in the days, just that competitive depth that they bring. And you know that every one of these guys on the varsity is out there. They're competing during practice. They're making it tough on their teammates so that Friday nights are easy. And you kind of see it come out of the woodwork here as this season goes on. Injuries come up, and with St. Anthony's, it's just a next man up mentality.
Well, you mentioned Rich Reichert and some of the renovations that they have going on here at St. Anthony's, and it's not just Cy Donnelly Field, but Rich Reichert Athletic Complex. And now the turf is finally in, no more gravel, and great to see the baseball field off to the right side. Softball is off on the left, and I've always said that St. Anthony's has better facilities than some colleges in the area, and now you can see why.
Yeah, St. Anthony's kind of the gold standard in terms of facilities. Just as soon as you thought it couldn't get any nicer, these two beautiful baseball and softball fields in the background here at Cy Donnelly Field. But yeah, St. Anthony's really kind of setting a standard out here on Long Island for what it means to be a powerhouse high school athletics program.
Michael Forrest set to boot it away for the Friars as the Lions will take over to begin the second half, and it's fielded on the far side. And Monsignor Farrell with Good field position up to the 23, as that was Tyler Rivera, the junior.
Yeah, really nice tackle by Sam Cook. On special teams, starting middle linebacker for St. Anthony's, number 44.
Joe Minucci says Sam Cook's done a good job adapting and getting back into the starting lineup. 32 tackles coming into today and makes his first tackle of the second half. As Monsignor Farrell looking to get on the scoreboard. We'll start it off with Nafias Muhammad in the backfield and a pair of receivers on the near side. And Christian Pinto set to go. The give off to Muhammad, bounces forward and is brought down by Dante Vidaro.
You know, that might not look like much right there, but just starting off this drive with a nice 5-yard gain on first down makes life so much easier from a play calling perspective. Maybe give you the option for Christian Pinto to take a shot here.
Now 91 rushing yards after that first carry. And back-to-back gives. If some is good, more is better. Nafias Muhammad moving the chains after the pickup of 10.
You know, I talked about it earlier with Alfaro for St. Anthony's, but Muhammad, kind of the same deal. A short running back, like I said, hide behind that zone, wait patiently for his offensive lineman to open something up, and then make that cut north-south, working to perfection right now.
First and 10, Farrell from the 39.
Could see why Muhammad's one of those guys that lights up the room. That's what Del Priori says, and hoping to light up this St. Anthony's defense.
You'll see, we've been calling his name all day, but Davenport, really nice job there at defensive end, kind of clamping down. He's the guy being read by that quarterback on that run-pass option, and just kind of gives no good option to Monsignor Farrell.
2nd and 7.
Trips receivers near side. Pinto in the gun. Ranging, tucks, running forward, shakes and bakes. Christian Pinto across midfield and a first down. Ranging far side and pushed out at the 40-yard line.
You know, right here, St. Anthony's, they're going to bring the house. I think it's a 5-man blitz package. But what they do is they fail to contain Christian Pinto. You'll see right here, he's able to squeak out to the edge, and Christian Pinto runs about a 4.5. He's not a guy you want to get any green grass in front of him, and he makes the defense pay in a big way.
17-yard pickup for the third-year starter. Part of that 2021 runner-up team. And here's Muhammad. Lightning bolt forward and leaps for the gain of 5.
Just all encouraging developments on this opening drive. If you're a Monsignor Farrell fan, kind of consistently moving the ball forward. Now, if you remember the first half, they kind of shot themselves in the foot when they got into this part of the field. So really important for them to kind of clean things up, play smart football as they look to tie this one up.
It's kind of cool to see a running back have success wearing number 21 as Muhammad has a first down into the secondary before being brought down by Kevin Moore. But they keep feeding Muhammad, and he keeps paying dividends, and another first down for the Lions.
Yeah, really nice job here by that right side of the offensive line, led by right tackle Nick Pica, the junior. Just opening things up for Nafias Muhammad, and he'll make you pay.
Brady Quinn also a part of the AAA honor roll this week, excuse me.
First and 10 from the 24.
Brady Quinn, what a great football name is that, not to be confused with the legend from Dublin, Ohio, all my Notre Dame fans.
Pump fake, batted away. As Pinto looked like Brady Quinn at the professional level, and the pass incomplete.
That's a tough one there, but nice job by Nicholas Cleveland. Right there, the linebacker. He's a junior, steps up, really nice play. He's only about 5'9", 165 pounds, but he's physical, and right there just does a good job reading the quarterback's eyes, getting the passing lane.
2nd and 10 from the 24.
2nd and 10 from the 24. Scalisi Rivera near side. Up the middle, it's Muhammad. Shaking forward and dragged down Nick Shevlin with the tackle.
And if you're Monsignor Farrell, I don't know if you really need to mix anything up here. You're kind of getting consistent forward progress going on the ground. I just keep feeding your best back, number 21, Nafias Muhammad.
And going quickly, it's 3rd and short. As Pinto dials back and looks over to his sideline. Third and 2, Muhammad shakes up the middle, diving towards the 5-yard line and inside. the red zone
Good for a first down.
for Muhammad. Good enough for a first down.
Really like this gamesmanship here and the play calling from Monsignor Farrell. They come out, kind of lined up in that Jalen Hurts. Hey, we're going to do the bush push to get 2 yards on you. Then all of a sudden spread out the defense and still run the ball.
First and goal from the 5. This has been the Muhammad drive. Pinto calls his own number. Shakes towards the end zone. Is stopped just short. Shevlin in there with Vidaro.
Shevlin and Vidaro with the stop.
And I know we kind of mentioned this at halftime, the importance of coming away with points on these drives from Monsignor Farrell, but no bigger moment than right here to try and tie this one up.
The push to the end zone. Just short.
Pinto on the carry, no gain.
Pinto denied. And a good job up front.
Just so hard to run that play against the St. Anthony's defense with big number 99 Preston Carey, big number 88 Cam Urso. So stout on the inside, really giving up nothing. A huge third down situation for Monsignor Farrell.
Third and goal for the Lions, trying to break through. Pinto on the rollout, still with it, sees the blitz coming, fires over the middle. Touchdown! It's caught. Nafias Muhammad.
Wow, Christian Pinto makes this one a little bit more difficult than he had to. Looked like right out the gate, he had Bedreros, number 10, kind of pop out there wide open. Doesn't hit him immediately. Little shake and bake action, buy some time, then you hit your senior running back Muhammad, or junior, sorry, forgive me, to tie this one up or bring it within 1.
And so the extra point is good. Monsignor Farrell has tied it up here in the third quarter, thanks to the extra point by Chris DiGiacomo. Well, this has been a fun Farrell team to watch this year, and one of those other fun guys to watch has been number 80 for Monsignor Farrell. That is Sal Scalisi. Halloween costume, and you could see the look-alike, too, as well. Of course, the King of Rock, Elvis Presley. Karaoke song, you and him have the same karaoke song, Hurricane by Luke Combs. And then how about this, his pregame ritual, the entire Rocky IV soundtrack.
And maybe not the most well-known of the Rocky soundtracks, but, you know, as a hardcore Rocky fan, I've always got a soft spot for Rocky IV. Come back against Big Ivan Drago and silence the world. And I think Monsignor Farrell trying to play that part of Rocky here tonight. You know, might seem like tall odds going up against a team like St. Anthony's that hasn't lost to a New York Catholic team since 2021. But here they are in the third quarter when no one thought they would be, tied up and vying to do some damage, send people really upsetly home from this homecoming.
This seems like the point in that fight where Rocky landed the punch and cut Drago. And now you look, St. Anthony's is cut, and we've got a brand new ball game. As DiGiacomo kicks it far side, Johnny Russo picks it up at the 21-yard line and is rallied over by the Lions defense. DJ Morrissey in there, along with Mikey Zaremba.
This is a moment where you really look to your junior quarterback, Gary Merrill, to step up in a big way for St. Anthony's. He's a guy who can make things happen with his feet, who could distribute the ball out to those various different weapons on the edge. Look for guys like Johnny Russo to get involved, who we haven't seen too much of so far in this game. Big opportunity for St. Anthony's here to respond after that great opening drive from Farrell.
First and 10 from the 25. The give to Alfaro. Flushes out of a few tackles and picks up
Alfaro on the carry.
Another extra yardage and an overall gain of 9.
Such an impressive play here by Alfaro. I thought this one was dead on arrival with number 1 Seth Clark blitzing off the edge. Almost had the TFL, but Alfaro just tough to bring down and turned what could have been an easy loss into a 9-yard gain.
Alfaro just so consistent for St. Anthony's, and he's going to be a big reason why St. Anthony's does or doesn't win a championship this year. Merrill slings it, intercepted, taken back. Here comes Makai Gamble to the house, a pick 6, and Farrell takes the lead.
Monsignor Farrell on the defensive side of the ball has been dialing up blitzes off the edge. Right there, Gary Merrill felt a little bit rushed. Didn't see the senior linebacker, Mekhi Gamble, who was just lurking in his throwing lane. Number 33 steps up with a great catch. And then once he sees a little bit of daylight, forget about it. And faster than you can blink, seems like Monsignor Farrell out in front by 6 in front of a stunned crowd here at Cy Donnelly Field.
Second straight week that the Lions have had a pick 6. And just like that, in a blink of an eye, Farrell has taken the lead on the road. Farrell's never won here at Cy Donnelly Field and having a good start to the second half. As DiGiacomo set to boot it away. And a 14-7 lead for Monsignor Farrell. And what a start to the second half, Pat.
Yeah, we were talking at halftime about, the message of your coach Rocco Del Priore for Monsignor Farrell of, hey, we can hang with these guys. We got them right exactly where we want them. Let's step up and make those plays as they come, as the opportunities present themselves. Well, early on, about 6 minutes into this second half, Farrell has capitalized on every single one of those opportunities. And as a result, 14-7 here. A lot of stunned fans in the student section for St. Anthony's.
Monsignor Farrell. You're starting to hear the Farrell faithful trying to root their team on, making the long drive out from Staten Island here to Cy Donnelly Field. And it's been an impressive start to the second half for the Lions, looking to pick up their 5th win of the year. And so for Chris DiGiacomo, those 2 missed field goals, now you can forget about it. And I'm sure he's feeling better after drilling those extra points. And Farrell themselves playing with some confidence to begin the second half.
Well, Farrell's program that's really known for their toughness. Those kids coming out of Staten Island have a little bit of extra grit, and it's really serving them well here in a tough environment tonight.
Shevlin with the return. And St. Anthony's will set up shop. Well, what a drive it was for Monsignor Farrell to begin the second half. And that is our drive of the game presented by Nationwide Bus Charter. Looking for your next bus company to take you to your next championship event or any event serving all over Staten Island and Long Island. This drive of the game presented by Nationwide Bus Charter. Visit them at nationwidebus.charter.com. 12 plays, 76 yards, capped off by a 3-yard touchdown catch by Nafias Muhammad to tie the game up at 7. What a drive it was for Farrell, Pat.
Just what the doctor orders for Lions fans. Beautiful start to the second half. Let's see if their defense can kind of maintain that momentum.
Merrill steps up, and another interception. He overthrew K.J. Duff. Brendan Mullen was there, hauls it in. And Farrell's defense is rolling.
And Gary Merrill just a little bit flustered here. Interceptions on back-to-back attempts. Very uncharacteristic for a guy who's shown so much poise early on in his career. But, yeah, just misses K.J. Duff well behind his receiver. And a really, really nice play by Brendan Mullen, capitalizing on another opportunity as Farrell all of a sudden has captured the momentum in this game as it fully in the driver's seat.
Mullen, a natural quarterback, was moonlighting defensively, got a lot of playing time against Iona, had a great game and has continued to play more and more with each week and making that coaching staff look good with the interception on Merrill.
Taylor with the stop.
As Taylor with the stop on Muhammad.
Right now, if I'm Joe Minucci, I'm looking to my senior leadership, guys like Sam Cook, like Dante Verdaro on defense, to step up in a big way. Who's going to make a play and recapture the momentum here in front of this huge home crowd at St. Anthony's? Tough thing is, with a quarterback like Christian Pinto on the other side for Monsignor Farrell, he's not going to make those silly mistakes to make it easy on St. Anthony's. They're going to have to fight for this one.
And Farrell hasn't turned the ball over either. They've done a good job holding on to it as Pinto. There's Vidaro, one of those leaders, misses the tackle, slung over the middle. It's caught. That's Tyler Rivera into Friar territory.
Pinto's pass is complete to Rivera.
We saw Tyler Rivera earlier get involved in kind of the kick return game, but a guy who can do a lot of things in open space. And you'll see right here, Christian Pinto, just a guy so dangerous. Dante Verdaro's really athletic linebacker, makes a miss, keeps his eyes downfield. That's just perfect execution for that Monsignor Farrell offense.
17-yard hookup. Rivera pushed out of bounds.
And you can hear right now Monsignor Farrell fan section just going wild. They made a long trip out from Staten Island this Friday night, and they're getting what they came for.
Hey, those Staten Islanders don't need much to get boisterous. Over the middle, Pinto incomplete. Saw the rush coming for carry. Pass intended to Scalisi. Brendan Ott in coverage.
What a huge junction in this game right now. You know, if you're Monsignor Farrell, I think driving down, scoring a touchdown in this drive could really take all the air out of the balloon on the St. Anthony's sideline. On the flip side, if you're St. Anthony, you're still within striking distance. You know, you kind of want to put the last 6 minutes behind you, but you still are a team that had a commanding first half. Should have probably been up by more. Still a lot of opportunity in this game for St. Anthony's.
2nd and 10. Muhammad sweeps far side, trudges forward, and some extra momentum as he nudges across the pylon and has a first down.
That's good for a foul, first down.
You'll see the senior Brady Quinn in there alongside his running back, kind of pushing him forward. But right here, this is just some how bad do you want it kind of running from Nafis Muhammad. You'll see he's not the biggest guy out there, but he keeps those legs churning and gets another five or so yards. Not a good sign if you're a St. Anthony's Friar fan.
1st and 10 from the 25.
Muhammad reverses his course into the secondary to the end zone. Muhammad just short.
Down to the 1.
Big saving tackle by Kyle Bolello, stopping Muhammad from opening it up. But either way, that sets up 1st and goal for the Lions.
1st and goal, Monsignor Farrell from the 1.
And I don't know what the right answer is right now for Joe Minucci to get his team kind of calmed down right now. They seem to be playing out of sorts a little bit, discombobulated. Need to settle in there on defense. They hope to keep this one close.
Pinto up the gut, skips towards the end zone, just short. Denied by Nick Shevland.
Shevland with the stop.
And that'll set up 2nd and goal.
Really nice play by Shevland here. He's a guy kind of filling in for a couple injuries at that linebacker spot. Makes a really, really tough tackle on the goal line, set up second and short.
Well, if you're looking for any momentum, this is where St. Anthony's getting a stop would certainly help that. 2nd and goal from the 1-yard line. Muhammad up the middle. He's got another one.
Touchdown.
It's the Nafias Muhammad show in the second half as Farrell balloons their lead as they lead it 20-7 on the road.
Nice job right here. That whole left side of the Farrell line. And Muhammad doesn't need a ton of space to score from the 1-yard line. Crazy how fast high school football moves. You blink. 8 minutes ago, we were talking about a completely different game. 20 unanswered points to open up this second half for Farrell, and I don't think you'd be any happier if you're Rocco Del Priore.
DG Giacomo for the extra point. And blackjack for Farrell. 4:07 to go in the 3rd quarter. Nafias Muhammad has a pair of touchdowns on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream media partner of Nassau County Playoffs. For semifinal and championship coverage of soccer, volleyball, field hockey, and football, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Varsity Media is the home for New York high school sports.
Back here at Cy Donnelly Field, Monsignor Farrell with a 21-7 lead over St. Anthony's. Farrell came into this game in 7th place at 2-2 because of their AAA conference record, and they're in the driver's seat to begin the second half. As we've got a couple of Nafias Muhammad touchdowns, one a touchdown catch from 3 yards out, a 1-yard TD run, and Makai Gamble with perhaps the most athletic play of the game defensively, a pick 6 on Gary Merrill, who's thrown 2 interceptions in this contest. Johnny Russo on the return. And a pickup of 5 before he's brought down by Michael Barzal, the senior.
This Farrell team right now is just playing with passion. You can kind of see the energy on their sideline. A lot of people might have been counting out Monsignor Farrell going into this game, being in 7th place in the AAA division. But if you look at the games they've had, really close loss versus Stepanak, who's the cream of the crop in this league. Same deal with Iona Prep. And this is a talented team. Has beaten some really good teams in the way here and kind of showing why they're as good as anybody in the AAA division.
Alfaro on first down, swings it far side, into the secondary and across midfield. Christian Alfaro can go from 0 to 60 really quick. And that's exactly what he did to pick up the first down for the Friars.
These are kind of uncharted waters for St. Anthony's. They've had such reliability out of Gary Merrill all year long. But here's an opportunity for the senior to kind of pick up his quarterback when he's down. Christian Alfaro, some great running, and the perfect start to that drive.
Alfaro on the carry.
And even a perfect stop there for the Lions. That was C.J. Palazzola, the sophomore, with the takedown.
He's a big sophomore out there, over 6 foot tall on the inside. Really, really nice stop there for number 51.
KJ Duff in the slot, 2 receivers near side for Merrill. Looks in the way of Alfaro. Now slings it over the middle. He's got Braden Meem across the 40, and Meem has another first down for the Friars. On the 11-yard pickup.
I think, that's a big play for Gary Merrill just to kind of regain a little bit of confidence, doing what he does best, just kind of rolling out, seeing the field well, throwing the ball on the run, and delivering a nice strike to his receiver, Braden Meem.
3 receivers far side, but the give is to Alfaro up the gut and devoured. Tag team by Giovanelli, the junior, in there with Yasir De Jesus. De Jesus, somebody who we haven't mentioned a lot, but the senior 3-year starter and with an unbelievable motor, somebody who fills the A-gap and was voted captain by 47 of the 55 players on the roster, and he's played a big impact this season so far for Monsignor Farrell.
Yeah, this guy's almost like a car crash in the A and B gaps kind of dude, just bringing the intensity, bringing the wood. Nice play up the middle.
There's the lumber. Giovanelli. Big stop for Big Joe.
Yeah, Joe Giovanelli. Really good job right here. Just kind of hitting that A gap. Couldn't time it up any better. And all of a sudden you blink and it's a 3rd and long situation for St. Anthony's. Not where they wanted to be as they look to claw back into this game.
3rd and 10 from the 36.
Sets up 3rd and 9 from the 36. Check that, the 35.
I've got my eye on left tackle Billy Dowling. Tough task, one-on-one against number 1 Seth Clark.
Oh, Merrill. Still scanning. Ranging. Nowhere to go.
Merrill on the carry.
Big time Lou Martinez with the tackle.
Martinez actually
as he drags Merrill to the ground.
All of a sudden, a huge predicament from a play calling perspective. You got 4th and 13 at the 39-yard line. Not really where you want to punt. So it looks like Joe Minucci's going to leave his offense on the field. As all of a sudden, this feels like a really key moment late in the 3rd quarter.
3rd sack of the game for Farrell. Merrill on 4th down. Has a seam, trudges forward. It's not enough. Turnover on downs.
Merrill on the carry.
And what a stop for Monsignor Farrell. As we'll see the defense for St. Anthony's, and they'll be led by Dixon Charzuk, who is one of our players to get to know for the Friars. Favorite thing about the fall is the leaves, obviously. Favorite movie, Wolf of Wall Street. Not going to ask you what your favorite scene is because this is a PG program. Celebrity lookalike, Jack Harlow. Your thoughts?
I could definitely see it. Jack Harlow at that Louisville win last week over Notre Dame. So, good time to be a Harlow fan. And I can definitely see the resemblance.
Charzuk and St. Anthony's having trouble in first class tonight. As Pinto gives off to Muhammad. Certainly been one of the top players of the game, and Muhammad, pickup of 2. And Muhammad, 175 yards on the ground, 52 receiving yards. He's done everything today.
You know, kind of in the vein of Bill Belichick, I think if you're St. Anthony's coach right now, you're looking at how do I take out the best player from Monsignor Farrell from this game. Number 21 has been beating you all day long. I think it's really key to buckle down and stop that guy. Make somebody else beat you from this Lions offense.
Final 9 seconds of the contest, of the third quarter, excuse me. As Pinto looks towards the sideline, and that'll do it. Monsignor Farrell with a monstrous third quarter, led by Nafias Muhammad, and we'll have Sal Scalisi play us out as we get ready for the fourth quarter on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Welcome to the Island Auto Group. Choose between over 15 new vehicle brands, all located conveniently on Highland Boulevard on Staten Island, New York. Whether you're in the market for a brand new vehicle or a certified pre-owned vehicle, we have it all. Looking to sell your current vehicle? Great. We're offering top dollar for all makes and models. Need an oil change or any type of vehicle servicing? Look no further, as we have over 150 service bays with master technicians working on your vehicles. Visit us at islandautogroup.com or stop by any of our dealerships on Highland Boulevard. Island's got your back.
Start of the fourth quarter on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Farrell with the lead in the ball as they take the ball over on 2nd and 8 from the 35-yard line. He's Pat Godfrey. I'm John Perez, and Monsignor Farrell looking to upset St. Anthony's and give the Friars their first home loss by a New York opponent in a couple of seasons. And it is Nafias Muhammad across midfield, still on his feet, and bounces out of bounds.
You know, football is such a game of emotion, and you know, right now it's tangible out there on the field that Farrell is just a team with the extra pep in their step. You see Nafias Muhammad once again doing what he's done all day, which is run through contact and just kind of take everything that's there and more, just continuing to cause huge problems for St. Anthony's. You know, Christian Pinto, the senior quarterback, these are the kind of moments you dream of as you're preparing all offseason. You want to go into those hostile environments, walk away victorious. They're going to need his leadership here. They're going to close out the number one team in the Catholic League right now.
And Pinto, remember, he was part of that 2021 team that won 8 games, lost to Iona Prep in the AAA final, as Iona Prep just continues to barnstorm through the AAA, the most wins in the AAA over the last 7 years. And you're right. Certainly brings that leadership, has been a part of those teams. And, Pat, how much does that help you, even if you're not playing as big a part as a freshman as a sophomore, but to help the younger guys?
Oh, I think just the confidence that comes from knowing, hey, I've kind of seen it all at this point in my career. Hey, he's played in a AAA title game as only a sophomore. So the fact that he can come out here as a senior right now, under the bright lights, on Varsity Media, I think it just gives him kind of that ice in his veins when you need it most.
This is a big third down. St. Anthony's looking for the stop. 3rd and 6 from the 40. Receiver on the near side is Nick Safreen. He's flanked by Scalisi.
If I'm dialing up the D right here for St. Anthony's, I'm bringing some pressure into the face of Christian Pinto. I don't want to give him time to roll around back there and make something happen.
They give to Muhammad, darting ahead. He's got another first down and a flag to boot. And we'll see if this drags back Farrell. Dan Coletti all over it and called the hold right away.
We've talked about the role of self-inflicted wounds throughout this game a little bit. That right there has to hurt if you're Monsignor Farrell. All of a sudden going from moving the chains to way behind them and giving a second chance for the St. Anthony's D that has not performed well thus far in the second half.
And so we haven't seen a lot of KJ Duff on offense, and a good job defensively for Iona Prep. For Monsignor Farrell.
3rd down and 16 scenario here. as much of a make or break play as there's been in this game so far for St. Anthony's. Really got to get off the field here, give your offense a chance to get back out there.
Pinto pumps, is flushed, and devoured. Cam Urso with the sack. And that'll set up 4th and long.
Cam Urso has had just such a great senior year so far for St. Anthony's, number 88. And one thing that stands out about this guy is just the relentless pursuit. Never gives up on the play. He's always there. And you'll see Pinto try and get rid of it at the last second, but too little, too late, brought down for the sack by Urso.
So St. Anthony's gets the stop. DiGiacomo with a short punt. And takes a Friars bounce. And it'll be downed at the 47-yard line.
That's only a 9-yard punt right there. So if you're looking for a little bit of glimmer of hope as a Friar fan, there it is. You know, here's your opportunity. Great field position starting right by the 50-yard line. Can you reset things, come down, march down the field, bring this to a one-score game?
And it doesn't get much easier for St. Anthony's after tonight. 2 road games, obviously at Holy Trinity next week. That'll be on the Varsity Media Sports Network, a Sunday afternoon special. And then at Archbishop Stepinac, Saturday before Halloween. Looking to knock off the Crusaders, but they're going to have to get through Farrell first. Gary Merrill, quick hitter. He's got Braden Meem inside the 40 and down just past the 35-yard line.
See the sure-handedness of number 13, Braden Meem, right there, catching the ball in his fingertips, and that's exactly what they need to be doing right now. Get the ball distributed out onto the edge of those various playmakers and make Farrell play your offense honestly.
19-yard gain as Merrill slings it. There's Johnny Russo, wide open as Russo shakes forward and nets 9 on the pickup.
You know, John, one thing to watch out for here, as you see an injury down on the field for Farrell, is the slant route to KJ Duff. That's something they've had so much success earlier on this season with, is getting number 1 involved kind of in that garbage over the middle. He can kind of get lost if you run him through, you know, clearing out the linebackers. That's something that I definitely look to run sometime soon as you're getting all your other receivers involved and they're starting to play those guys more honestly.
Farrell with a couple of injuries, and with that said, after today, Farrell will stay home to conclude their season against Fordham Prep and Kellenberg. And good Fordham Prep team in Kellenberg suffering the loss to Chaminade last week, a Saturday afternoon affair as the Flyers picked up their first victory of the year. Kellenberg currently second in the AAA at 3-1.
You know, such a big game for both of these teams. If you're St. Anthony's, tonight is a huge opportunity to take a step towards locking up that first overall seed for the AAA playoffs. On the flip side, for Farrell, huge chance to kind of shock the world, let everybody know, hey, everybody's thinking right now about Stepinac. They're thinking about St. Anthony's. Well, hey, it's time to think about the Lions.
Well, I'm thinking about all the potential subscribers out there that have not subscribed to Varsity Media yet. And if you have, flip out the phone right now and be sure to follow us on all social media platforms by scanning the QR code on the top left of your screen. Varsity Media, the home for the NYCHSFL Finals, as well as the Nassau County Finals across sports in Nassau County.
At this point, no excuse to not be following Varsity Media. You know, if they started offering ESPN Plus for free, I think everybody would want to sign up. Well, basically, we're giving you that at the high school level. The best action throughout the entire New York metro area, covered week in and week out on this wonderful sports network.
So Farrell still being tended to for those injuries. So we'll take a quick break here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Feel like your game film is too stagnant and not providing you with the insight that your coaches had hoped for? Varsity Media offers game film to help your coaches develop a game plan to execute on game day. Our current clients love the Varsity Media difference, which includes more insightful camera angles and a speedy upload process. Start building your championship team today with award-winning individuals at Varsity Media. Did you just have the best athletic year of your life? And now you want to show it off to college coaches? Well, let Varsity Media help you. Varsity Media's college recruiting videos show off your unique skills to help you land a spot on the team of your dream school. We'll provide music, spot shadow effects, and a link to send to your next coach. Contact us today for more information. Don't rely on word of mouth or cold emails. Let Varsity Media help you take your game to the next level. Yaz De Jesus coming off for Monsignor Farrell as Gary Merrill on second and short. Looking over the middle, he's got KJ Duff, shakes a tackler and has a first down. Haven't seen a lot of KJ Duff on offense, but good to see him get involved in the fourth quarter, Pat.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Right there, no yards after the catch, but oftentimes you're able to get KJ Duff the ball over the middle, kind of in traffic. He can do a lot of damage. Look for them to kind of go back to that well as this fourth quarter develops.
Well, there goes the bucket right into the well. As Duff still on his feet, shaking forward. KJ Duff to the end zone will not be denied. Touchdown, Friars.
Hey, we were wondering at that commercial break, when is number 1 going to make his presence felt here at Cy Donnelly Field here at homecoming? Well, there you are. Broken tackles. He kind of does it all right here. Just that will from number 1 and his senior homecoming to just say, hey, if I'm that close, you're not going to stop me. 6'5", and uses all that force to get in and bring this one within a score.
I'd imagine that would be on Varsity Media's top 10 plays of the week. And be sure to subscribe to see where that lands on next week's ratings. St. Anthony's kicks the extra point. That's Liam DiGregorio. And just like that, St. Anthony's back in it. 21-14. We'll step aside. You're watching CHSFL football on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream media partner of Nassau County Playoffs. For semifinal and championship coverage of soccer, volleyball, field hockey, and football, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Varsity Media is the home for New York high school sports.
KJ Duff scoring his 5th touchdown of the year, leading the league in receiving yards and making a big play in the fourth quarter. And a lot of ball game left, Pat.
I remember at Clemson, every time we get to the fourth quarter, it'd be a close ball game like this, we'd always put our 4s up and say, this is why we work. Both sidelines right now going to have to dig deep and try and pull something out here.
On the carry, this is Nick Safreen. And Safreen with a 10-yard return.
Safreen on the carry.
Well, take a look at KJ Duff. Like we said, he's leading the league in receiving yards and in some great company. Darrison Hooper, boy, what a year he's had. Eli Garcia, Stephen Dowdy, and Brendan Galla. Great company here in the AAA.
What I think is so impressive about that stat for KJ Duff leading the league right now in receiving yards, just the fact that he's been facing so much double coverage that oftentimes it's felt like St. Anthony's has struggled to get the ball his way. He's the kind of guy who, when he does get that opportunity, always maximizes them. So that's why you see him at the top of that board there.
1st and 10 from the 20. Ranging forward as Christian Pinto with another first down.
Ridden down by Vidaro.
Dante Vidaro with the tackle.
Right now I see number 11, Christian Pinto, as kind of the X factor for this Monsignor Farrell offense. Obviously, Nafis Muhammad has had himself one heck of a day out here. Number 21 really just exerting himself, but number 11, if he can get involved and really dominate on the ground, it's going to be tough for St. Anthony's to get a stop.
There's Muhammad on first down. And a gain of 1. Preston Carey put the mitts on him. Nick Shevlin in there as well. You want to talk about 2 different body girths. Shevlin right next to Carey, and both of them making the impact on that first down run.
And Preston Carey, we talk about him a lot, but 6'5", 290 pounds. Any school, you name it, LSU, Texas A&M, they've all offered. They're really going to need him to kind of plug up that A gap.
Pinto with under 7 minutes to play. Denied. Brought back to the line of scrimmage. And a big-time tackle, as that was Shevlin in there again.
Shevlin, what a job, you know. He's a bit undersized, as we mentioned. He's only about 170 pounds out there playing linebacker, but right here he's going to step up in a big way and make sure that Christian Pinto feels that hit on the ride back to Staten Island tonight. You can hear the St. Anthony's faithful getting rowdy.
Big third down for Farrell. Pinto, as Farrell goes empty. Whips it, far side. He's got a man and a catch. Tyler Rivera. And a first down after the 11-yard hookup.
What a job right here by Tyler Rivera in a couple senses. You know, he's only a junior, but he shows such smart football IQ out there, getting to the sticks and also doing enough to get that foot down, make sure that the catch is good. Move the chains, and could have come at a bigger moment right there for this Farrell offense.
Rivera doing a good job on special teams and making a good catch here midway through the fourth. As Pinto bounces across a few defenders and picks up about 4 before going out of bounds.
Impressed that Pinto is able to get any positive yardage right there, considering the job done by Davin Foote. Just kind of driving the tackle for Farrell back into the backfield, getting in the face of the quarterback.
So second down and 8. Nick Safreen, the receiver, at the bottom of your screen. Scalisi in the slot. And the give to Muhammad. Peers his way through into the secondary, and he's got daylight. Nafias Muhammad inside the 20 and down past the 15.
And if that wasn't for the incredible hustle with Johnny Valerio, I think that would have been 6. Right there for number 21, Nafis Muhammad. He's been balling all day as you see him get up a little bit gimpy. And you hate to see this. Looks like Muhammad got injured on the play. You see him run into daylight. He's going to get brought down a little awkwardly back. Looks might be that knee. But really our thoughts and prayers go out to Muhammad, who's kind of showcased why he's such a special player out there today.
Yeah, big could be a big loss for Nafias Muhammad, and we'll see what happens. He's getting looked at on the field. We'll take a quick break on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. Varsity Media offers live streaming services for any sport. With human beings behind the camera, you can expect the proper coverage angles during each game. We offer customizable options such as live scoreboard, multiple cameras, instant replay, graphics, and even announcers. Find out how you can save $100 off a live stream package with Varsity Media by calling 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. Did you know Varsity Media now offers action photography for all sporting events? Available for individuals or teams, we'll send dedicated photographers down to field level to capture your best moments. Our rates are affordable and our photos will leave you with lasting memories for a lifetime. Contact us today, mention this ad, and get $25 off your first order. Email ben@varsitymedia.net or call 516-403-2050.
Back here on the Varsity Media Sports Network, Nafias Muhammad still being looked at by the training staff for Monsignor Farrell. And, Pat, I don't want to speculate here, but if Muhammad's not able to go the rest of the way, that changes the game exponentially for Monsignor Farrell.
You know, number 21, Nafis Muhammad, has been such an X factor all day long. And, right now, 5 minutes, 6 minutes left in this game. They're going to plan on leaning on number 21 heavily to try and bring this one home. All of a sudden, you start looking at guys like Gerard Sheehan, the backup running back, who's had himself a good day on defense, to try and kind of carry the load. Hate to see that, putting no weight on his legs.
248 rushing yards on the day. And he can't get off the field on his own power. And so now Farrell will have to rally without their top running back as they try and upset St. Anthony's on the road on a Friday night here in Suffolk County.
all of a sudden, a lot of kind of pressure shifting onto this offensive line, led by center James Murphy, the senior for Monsignor Farrell. Going to have to open up some holes. That number 21 doing all that work back there.
So Pinto gets the block from Sheehan towards the 10 and angled out of bounds.
Pinto on the carry.
That was James Taylor with the knockdown. Well, this is what Muhammad has done today on the ground for Monsignor Farrell. So the 248 rushing yards, 2 TDs are huge, and the reason why Farrell's in front.
I mean, 300 all-purpose yards out of this guy. He's really shown you he can do everything.
Second and 7 from the 11.
You know, we might have buried him a little too early, even after all that pain coming off the field. Here he is, number 21, back in there.
So there he is, and Muhammad up the middle. And the first carry. Important to see how he gets up and responds going forward. And so still a little ginger.
And this is just a sheer display of will right now from the senior running back. You know how bad he wants it.
And how bad this whole team wants it.
You know, you mentioned it earlier. Historically, Farrell never come into Cy Donnelly Field and walked away with a W. You know, it would mean the world to these seniors to be able to get a win like this during their senior year. And now they're about 10 yards away, kind of putting the cherry on top.
And a timeout taken by Monsignor Farrell, and we'll take it with them. 21-14 in favor of the Lions. You're watching NYCH SFL football, presented by Maspeth Federal Savings Bank on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Welcome to the Island Auto Group. Choose between over 15 new vehicle brands, all located conveniently on Highland Boulevard on Staten Island, New York. Whether you're in the market for a brand new vehicle or a certified pre-owned vehicle, we have it all. Looking to sell your current vehicle? Great. We're offering top dollar for all makes and models. Need an oil change or any type of vehicle servicing? Look no further, as we have over 150 service bays with master technicians working on your vehicles. Visit us at islandautogroup.com or stop by any of our dealerships on Highland Boulevard. Island's got your back.
Back here at Cy Donnelly Field, Monsignor Farrell with a 21-14 lead over St. Anthony's. And after today, we'll have action tomorrow in Hicksville as St. John the Baptist travels to Nassau County to take on the Holy Trinity Titans. Should be a good one. DJ Lisbon, Michael Wheat taking on Jameer Reeder and Rocco Raynone. Kickoff starts at 1:30. We'll be live at 1:15. Still in Butler, Mike Hungerford on the call as Christian Pinto back under center, 3rd and 5, and Nafias Muhammad back in the ball game. Gets the give. He's not a decoy, Pat. Trudges forward. And now decision time for Rocco Del Priore, who's short of the first down marker. And he's got a field goal kicker in Chris DiGiacomo, who's already missed 2 field goals, but hit all 3 of his extra points.
Yeah, huge call, 4th and 2. St. Anthony's has struggled to stop you in short yardage situations all day long, so it looks like Coach might leave his offense out on the field. Really an opportunity to kind of put this one in the bag with another touchdown here for Monsignor Farrell.
Farrell looks like they're going to go for it. Pinto rushes to center and offside. The hard count worked. And Farrell will pick up the first down.
You know, all day long, Farrell's been the smarter team. Looks like off the edge. Foot jumps a little bit early, gets a little antsy. And St. Anthony's just hasn't played their style of football. Usually a very clean football team, not a lot of self-inflicted mistakes. Today that hasn't been the case.
Here's Pinto on 1st and goal. Shaking wide and brought down. Nick Shevlin had first contact as Kevin Moore finished it. But more importantly, now time becoming a factor for St. Anthony's.
Yeah, you know, first and foremost, you want to make sure you get that stop. This becomes a 2-score game, probably out of reach for St. Anthony's, so they got to buckle down here, try and keep Farrell out of the end zone, try and block a kick perhaps, and see if you can get the ball back with a minute or so. Try and drive down.
Second and goal from the 7. Muhammad up the middle towards the end zone.
Muhammad on the carry.
And another positive carry for Defias Muhammad.
I've just been so impressed with Muhammad all day long as he keeps working. And looks like St. Anthony's going to use that first timeout as clock becomes a consideration.
And we're going to take that timeout with them on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
This is Solomon Thomas with the New York Jets, and you're watching Varsity Media.
Maspeth Federal Savings is here through it all. The ins and outs, the ups and downs. Through the winters, the summers, and even the spring of leaks. Know that Maspeth has your back. From luxury sheets to balance sheets to dancing under the stars, your mission is our mission. And when our community calls, we proudly step forward. So whether you need it now or planning for tomorrow, through all the twists and all the turns, you can always find us right here in your neighborhood.
Back here on the Varsity Media Sports Network, Joe Minucci and his team has their backs against the wall as Farrell leads at 21-14 with 2:43 to go in regulation and 2 timeouts left. And for Monsignor Farrell, Pat, a field goal would make it that much tougher for St. Anthony's, and for the Friars, they just want to get the stops.
I think a field goal puts this game on ice, but of course your kicker, Christian Giacomo, 0 for 2 on the day so far from a little bit of a further distance, but still a consideration. I think if you're a Farrell fan, you want a touchdown, and you want it right now.
Third and goal from the 2. Muhammad already with 2 touchdowns today as Pinto leaps into the end zone, touchdown. And the Lions get the insurance. Christian Pinto with the score. And the Lions go up 27-14 late in the 4th.
You know, the kiss of death right here from Christian Pinto, the senior quarterback. We talked about going into this drive how important it was going to be for his experience to kind of shine through. Fitting that the senior would punch it in right there to put this one out of reach for St. Anthony's, and probably one of the biggest wins in program history on deck here for Monsignor Farrell.
Looking to win their first ever game here at Cy Donnelly Field, as it'll be Chris DiGiacomo to kick the extra point. And he is off to the right. But either way, Farrell with a 13-point lead with 2:39 to go in the 4th quarter. Well, it's going to be a fun week of football coming up on the Varsity Media Sports Network, starting with next Friday night. A good Suffolk tilt as Hills West and Joe Filardi taking on that Smithtown West team, and then Southside taking on Plain Edge Friday night under the lights in Nassau County. Massapequa Farmingdale Saturday afternoon, and then Oceanside takes on Syosset. That should be a good one there. St. Anthony's taking on Holy Trinity, and then the Battle of the Boulevard, Holy Cross against St. Francis Prep. A good AA matchup as 2 Queens teams travel out to Long Island at Mitchell Field. Well, it was a long ride out to Suffolk County, and this Farrell crew has a lot to be happy about, Pat.
Oh, I mean, one of the most impressive all-in performances that I've seen in a long time. This team stepped up every time that they needed to, kind of had their back up against the wall, getting the ball to start off this second half, and since then have just been kind of going gangbusters out there on the offensive side of the ball. Hats off especially to Muhammad and the quarterback, Christian Pinto.
DiGiacomo with some momentum drills it into the end zone. And so now, Pat, 2 timeouts left. St. Anthony's is down by 2 scores. You've got to get into the end zone and starting to think strategy here, and I'd have to imagine we'll see a high dose of Merrill to Duff would probably be the first option to go to.
Exactly. You know, it's got to be 2-minute drill from this point on. You don't want to catch anything over the middle unless it's a substantial gain because that clock will keep running. Look to work things towards the sidelines and get down the field quick.
And a flag right after the snap.
And there's really a palpable sense of kind of shock here in South Huntington. So much excitement going into this homecoming for St. Anthony's. Obviously had gotten off to such a strong start this year. The huge win at St. Joseph's Regional, took care of Iona Prep easily. Last week dominated Christ the King, but hey, any given Friday, you got to show up, be ready to win in this league, and Monsignor Farrell brought it.
They've picked off Merrill twice today. As Merrill ranging out, trying to shake past Martinez, and scurrying out of bounds.
On the carry.
And keeping the clock at bay. 2:30 to go in regulation.
Definitely opportunities to learn from this game and get better if you're St. Anthony's. A couple of self-inflicted wounds are really going to kind of be the story of this game, especially those back-to-back interceptions from Gary Merrill.
3 receivers on the near side for St. Anthony, 2nd and 7. As Merrill still roaming. Keep it himself and get out of bounds.
One thing I got to call out that just doesn't show up on the stat sheet is Seth Clark's performance here tonight. He hasn't necessarily come through with all these TFLs, but he's been in the backfield consistently and just making life hell, rushing throws for Gary Merrill. Number 1, really leaving a lasting impact here at Side Donnelly Field.
Yeah, Seth Clark, certainly the number 1 player last week on defense for the Lions, had the pick 6, and then, like the fridge, Will Perry for the Bears, scoring in the end zone. Here's Merrill, short dart, and he's got Johnny Russo.
Russo, flag on the play.
And a flag afterwards.
St. Anthony's just not working at the speed that they need to. Their offense not necessarily designed to move the ball downfield. They prefer to get at you 5, 10, 15 yards at a time. You see Gary Merrill, those stats certainly not bad, and he's a talented dude. He can do a lot out there, but a couple of those mistakes are really going to frustrate him, I'm sure, when he turns on the tape. And then KJ Duff, you see 5 receptions for 77 yards, but still a guy who kind of feels underutilized right now in this offense, at least here tonight. One of the most dangerous weapons in all of New York State. You just got to figure out a way to manufacture touches for a guy like number 1.
4th and 4 could be the ball game. As Merrill back out there.
3rd down and 8.
And so a legal man downfield was the penalty. And so now 3rd and 8, excuse me. Merrill going forward and brought down. After the pickup of 2, there is Seth Clark on the tackle with Yazda Jesus.
Seth Clark, a guy who I'm confident is going to come back next year and probably have some major offers that we could talk about, just the way he's been flying around all day. But here, you see, gets to Gary Merrill. And just kind of the story of the day for the St. Anthony's O.
Merrill incomplete, and Farrell starting to feel it. Look at Rocco Del Piore and his crew. 1:37 away from the victory.
Yeah, you could put a bow on this one. Gotta feel so good for Coach Del Priore, one of the biggest wins in Monsignor Farrell history. And, we talked about it a couple years ago, and they got back to the AAA title game, how proud this program is, what it means to win and bring a winner to Monsignor Farrell. And that's kind of been part of the legacy of Christian Pinto. But this is something that I think Monsignor Farrell fans will remember for a long time from this senior group. The way that they went in against all odds, against the top team in the New York State Catholic League right now, coming into a hostile environment and walking away with a win that almost nobody gave them a shot at.
And Nafias Muhammad trudging forward. Del Priore telling his team to take a knee. And that should just about do it.
Yeah, there's not going to be any Mario Cristobal play calling out here today. I think Coach Del Priore is going to happily let his team kneel down and know that bus ride back to Staten Island feels a little bit quicker when you're coming back with a W.
He's got a smile that can light up the Verrazano Bridge. And now 1st and 10. As the give to Muhammad once more. Trudging up ahead. Ball comes loose, and St. Anthony's will pick it up. Well, like you said, no Mario Cristobal. I don't think so.
He spoke too soon, apparently, because seems almost like deja vu all over again. Fortunately for Farrell, this is a 2-score game, so no need to be too nervous. But, boy, that's why you like to just kneel the ball out, have a drama-free end of the game.
I'll tell you what, Pat, with Gary Merrill and KJ Duff still on the opposite end, I'd have a lot to be nervous about if I was Farrell.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, this is an offense that can score quickly. So now for St. Anthony's, you're thinking, hey, can we drive this ball downfield? Offensive line, can you give us enough time for Gary to heave one up and try and score really quickly?
Steps up. Now scurrying, has a first down. Up the sideline, Gary Merrill staying in bounds across the 50 and moves out of bounds.
And that's good for St. Anthony's first down.
So a huge gain for Merrill. And St. Anthony's not done yet.
Unfortunately, might be too little too late for Gary Merrill, but yeah, really impressive the way that he tiptoes down that sideline. Kind of give a few last gasps of life for this St. Anthony's team.
And now a down Farrell player in the backfield, and Farrell just wants to get on the bus and get out of here in one piece.
You hate to see those injuries kind of piling up. Looked like that was Luis Martinez, the stud defensive lineman, down for Farrell.
Well, Pat, you know, with 41 seconds, if you could get in the end zone an onside kick, you're not out of this game.
Hey, you know, it's long odds, but it is theoretically possible. I think you got to play to the very last seconds, run off the clock.
From the 46, Merrill, quick hitter, far side. He's got Braden Meem. He gets dragged out of bounds.
Pass complete to Meem.
Nice job at the tackle by Michael Barzal, the senior, number 87 for Farrell by the sideline.
2nd and 5 from the 40.
3 receivers near side for Merrill. Rush coming. Merrill pivots. Now airs it out down the field. He's got KJ Duff, touchdown. And here come the Friars. From 40 yards out, Duff has his second TD of the game, and we're not done yet.
Hey, it seems like all day we've been waiting on this offense to kind of light on fire, get these quick scores, chunk yardage like we're used to. Gary Merrill right here just doing an excellent job, dancing right at that line of scrimmage, and just drives the ball downfield to number 1. And yeah, don't count them out just yet. Only about to be a 6-point game if they can convert on this PAT with an onside kick coming up.
Michael Forrest, the junior. High snap. And the kick is thrown through.
Kick is good.
And St. Anthony's now only trailing by 6.
27.
And Farrell will send out the hands team for the onside kick. And Pat, still 2 timeouts left for St. Anthony's if they can recover.
Yeah, you know, a huge opportunity here. I'm sure Monsignor Farrell's sideline has a little bit of a different perspective than that exuberance they were showing about 2-3 minutes ago. Right here for Farrell, you got to kind of buckle down, put your most trusted seniors out on the field, and hope that those guys can come down with the onside kick. Bit more drama than we had expected when we thought Farrell was about to kneel the ball and head back to Staten Island stress-free.
Seemed like 2 seconds ago, Del Priore was hugging everyone like Jim Valvano. Now he's got his heart in his throat. "27 seconds left. And St. Anthony's looking to stay in it.
Looks like St. Anne's has a couple of kickers out on the field. Looking to kind of misdirect.
Yep, that's Forrest and Di Gregorio. Good job by you. And there is the misdirect. Near side, and it's picked up by the Friars. Braden Meem. And check that. They'll say it was touched before the 10-yard line. So Farrell has the ball. We'll see if we have another look on that. As St. Anthony's running the okey-doke.
And we'll see. This is a close one right here. If St. Anthony's touched it early, yep. Looks like Braden Meem touches that ball at about the 9-yard mark. Really good job by this officiating crew from the Catholic League. Always reliable to get the right call down on the field. And once again, taking care of business. And I think collectively for the Monsignor Farrell faithful, you can exhale a deep sigh of relief that your boys are going to go home victorious over this top team in St. Anthony's.
Victory formation for Farrell. St. Anthony's has 2 timeouts left. And Pinto takes the knee. And that'll do it. Monsignor Farrell comes to Cy Donnelly Field and picks up its first win in program history at St. Anthony's as Rocco Del Priore picks up his 5th victory of the year. Monsignor Farrell back-to-back weeks winning in Suffolk County thanks to a pair of touchdowns by Nafias Muhammad, a pick 6 by Makai Gamble. As Farrell moves up in the standings, they pick up their 3rd AAA win of the year as St. Anthony's falls to 5-2.
And you know what character shown by this Monsignor Farrell squad. They had their back up against the wall in the first half. Things could have gotten ugly early, but they hung in there. They kept it within striking distance, got the ball to start the second half, and it was off to the races from there. 20 unanswered points made this a really tall task for St. Anthony's to try and come back from, and ultimately the Friars fall short to the Monsignor Farrell Lions.
First CHSFL loss for St. Anthony's at home since October 22nd. Of 2021. That was when KJ Duff was stuffed at the goal line as Iona Prep won that game. Monsignor Farrell victorious on a Friday night in Suffolk County, and that'll do it. At Cy Donnelly Field, and pictures can say 1,000 words.
You see Rocco Del Priore just getting his fan base fired up right now. They made the long trip out from Staten Island, and it was worth every single mile. Just a program kind of changing win for them. Has to feel so vindicating for all those seniors who have been working their tails off, trying to get back to the top of the mountain. And this is a big step in the right direction for Monsignor Farrell.
Monsignor Farrell with title hopes and the arms of triumph for Del Priore. As Farrell has done it, they knock off St. Anthony's 27-21. So that'll do it from Cy Donnelly Field for our entire crew. Executive producer Ben Turchin and technical director Chris Sweeney. Ron Pierre and Travis DeLuise on the camera. Jared Veluzzi helping out with the graphics. For my partner Pat Godfrey, this is John Perez saying so long from Cy Donnelly Field. This has been a presentation of CHSFL football on the Varsity Media Sports Network.